Hey y'all, anybody want to jump up here? Anybody? Tony, Matt, Robert, anybody? Oh yeah, that helped, wouldn't it? Hey Cubert. Hey Sheena. Thought you was going to bed.
I told you I'd jump in.
Well, figured since nobody else was live, I may as well burn up my hours.
Sure. Yeah, as always, I'm always here to support.
Yeah, I gotta finish watching Matt's videos where he was building that fishing rod holder. I watched
Next
three.
thing you know, Trash Talker's going to jump in.
Yeah.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, Barry.
You doing all right?
I'm doing pretty good. Cold, wet night. I'm doing all right.
How's temperature up there, Barry?
I don't know. I think probably in the 50s. I'm just
56 here.
48. I just looked it up. It was 50 something earlier, but
my computer says 51, but I don't believe it.
Cold is cold, right?
Oh yeah. Either way you look at it, it's still cold.
It's 48 according to my phone.
Yeah, I don't know what my phone's saying. I'm just looking at the computer saying 56 and cloudy. Oh, with 98% humidity, of course.
It's been in the 40s past few nights.
I just know I rode home in my friend's truck and one of his windows is broken so it won't roll up. we had the heat wide open. It still wasn't enough. Man, we were shivering.
I remember one time going through the flatlands in California, going south to San Diego, and windows down, wool blanket over you, and it still didn't protect you from the heat.
Yeah. So I'm curious how he's going to handle that here when winter gets here. He said something about buying some plexiglass to put in his place. So I don't know.
Well, plexiglass will work if you tape it in.
They sell sheet plastic at Lowe's.
Yeah, that makes a heck of a sound when you're going, 55, 60 down the road. It goes, pop, 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 pop,
And
pop,
duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know that
mean,
from experience.
it already doesn't have exhaust on it, so it's like you have to yell at him. He's like 2 feet from you, and you're going, "Hey, are we going fast enough?" Yeah.
I've
My
never done that
experience,
before.
My experience was from my T-tops blowing out.
Holes in the floorboards is where I remember the sound problems.
Yeah.
I had a
You're like,
Trans
oh,
Am.
damn. You're like,
I had a
oh,
Trans-
damn, I just dropped my lighter down that hole.
I had a Trans Am that had glass T-tops, and you just pull the lever, and it had pins that locked it in.
Right.
Well, we was driving down the road. I mean, we was just idling down a back road, and I just popped it. And I was on the passenger side of my own car. I just went like that, and when I did, it shattered.
Oh, crap.
I think it had
Oh,
something
man.
to do with I think it had something to do with the vacuum or something,
Yeah. Yeah, air pressure, you wouldn't believe how much it messes. I have a Jeep, and we have removable front panels in the Jeep, removable ones. Put them in storage. I put a rag top on that thing.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
literally can just
Yeah.
roll back the rag top, have the full convertible in the front,
We
which is nice.
Oh yeah, I have a 2000 Grand Cherokee, and anytime the front windows were rolled up and someone would roll down the back window, which they were the safety windows, so it's like, yeah, in your head, it would bust your eardrums almost. It's like a beating sound, and you're just like, oh my god, close that window.
Roll it up or roll another one down to get the
I
balance.
always ended up rolling down a window in the front to equalize it. It was horrible.
Corey, is she going to get up here now?
I thought that was the rule.
Since he's going to call me the basil liar or whatever he said.
Well, you were saying you had some monster basil, so hey.
I got monster maters.
Yeah.
My dog is just tearing up my cot.
But my Genovese basil, though, it's doing awesome.
I'll show you, but it's pitch
lime-
black in the other room of the tent.
My lime basil's doing good, but where I haven't pruned it at all, it's like probably 30 inches tall, but it's like real skinny.
Oh jeez.
But I'm
Well,
going
you
to
don't
prune
want thick. You don't want thick basil. You want it to run like a ragweed.
it. Yeah, but you want it to bush out.
Yeah,
where
that's true.
Where I haven't pruned it at all, it's just one stem. But I haven't pruned it just for the simple fact I'm going to prune it soon, and then I'm going to take
Trim
that.
it like a pot plant, man. Trim it like a pot plant. It will bush just like that.
I'm going to put it in my hydroponics inside. So that
Make
way,
a bonsai out of it.
that way I can run it all winter.
Yeah.
I've had the same plant on my picnic table for over a year, even though I've gone from here in Washington clear to Arizona and back, and it's still alive.
What kind of plant's that?
I have no idea. I have no clue what it is. It's little tiny flowers, like four different colors of the same plant in the pot. And right now I have one color still going. And I'm probably not even going to take it with me in my next stop. And I'm probably going to pitch it and start over. Because I don't have all the four colors. But it's still alive. I mean, I can't believe it's still alive. We've gone through temperatures, ranging from here in Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona. and back through all that, you know.
I had you know what an asparagus fern is?
A what?
An asparagus fern. They sell them at a lot of
Oh,
big
yeah, I love asparagus fern. They're beautiful.
big box stores. They just they're all prickly looking. I had one of them. I put it in a hanging basket when I was probably about 20 years old. And I mean, that's not a plant that you really put in a hanging basket. But I bought one. It was like a 3-pack. I put a couple out in a little rock garden that I built. And I put the last one, in the hanging basket. And I put it in the bathroom. You know, we had a very humid bathroom. You know, we had a hot tub and all this mess. Or, you know, jacuzzi tub, whatever. I kept that sucker alive for like 15 years. And
I
then
couldn't do that in a basket.
me, and I watered that thing. I was like, you know, I had that thing before I had my oldest son.
Yeah, when we had the house, we had plastic plants because you can't kill those.
And then my ex, I guess, I was out of town working. I don't remember where I was. I think I was in like maybe Illinois or I don't know, Wisconsin or something. I come back and that thing was dry, dead, everything. But see, once them things get so big, the little stems on them, they get really prickly, almost like, you know, like a
Yeah.
thorn. So she just let it die. I come home and I was like, what the heck? I'm like, you let my plant die. Like, well, you know,
I'd
I didn't
go and
like.
spit on it once a day.
She's like, well, I didn't like that plant. I'm like, you know, I've had that plant longer than I've had my son, which happened long before I met you.
Yeah, understandable.
I was pretty disturbed. Robert says your devices are not connected.
What's not connected?
There you go. How you doing, Gary?
Well, that worked. I just had my mic muted and my camera off. I guess it took offense to that.
Well, you know, you gotta sweet talk him sometimes.
See, that's what it was. You done busted up in here as soon as Q left.
Oh, dear.
I always want to hear about y'all talking. Yep, you just left. I keep aggravating her. Tell her, like, you keep missing me and Robert's conversations.
Oh, she's still here lurking.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
no.
Oh, there she is.
Yep.
So what's up, Lion Basil?
All right, dude. I will do the basil video tomorrow. I'm having trouble doing this daggone tomato video though.
This man has
Okay.
got like this 50-foot Sasquatch tomato out there, and these
I said
herbs,
20 foot.
these herbs
never-
of
I
a
never-
usually large size, and he won't make a video. Oh,
He keeps asking me, "You got video to prove it?"
that's right.
Yeah, if it's on the internet, it's real, right?
That's right.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
So I said it. So that means it's on the internet. So it's real.
Yeah, all you have to do is say it. That's all. Once something is said, it's true.
Hey, Cindy Brown.
Lord. And it's almost 2 o'clock in the AM for me. And I keep
Not
saying,
even midnight here.
I keep saying I'm going to get on a good schedule or go. I need to be waking up in about 2 hours. That's my ideal schedule. Right.
Oh, no. You can't do that as a YouTuber. You should know that by now.
I have learned that YouTube is difficult, with that.
It is very difficult. I mean, I'll get notifications in the middle of the night. I ignore my phone.
Thing. See, it's pretty much 24 hours that you can catch somebody's live stream, and somebody's always popping up videos.
Pretty close. Pretty close. And Sundays are kind of light, at least.
I don't know. I might start doing them on Sunday.
I'm not gonna do a normal live stream. If I do one, it's gonna be a pop-up. Like I said, my birthday's November 7th. I might pop up then for a live, but for me, I don't need lives. I've not had best reactions from the streams I have done. But now that I've joined this new community of us and all of us, I mean, a couple hundred of us now doing this stuff together and supporting each other and stuff like that, I might get a better reaction. We'll see.
Yeah, this is the new kids on the block group that's coming in.
Hey, we're all smalls.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the greatest part about it is none of us have anything to prove. We're not here to gain. We're here to support. At least I am here to support.
As a mod deal. I don't have YouTube open.
Tennessee, you're what, 208 now? You're doing good.
Let me see. Hold on.
I was 209 yesterday.
Oh, well, you know how it works with YouTube.
Actually, that was 20 higher than I was 5 days ago. Anyway, is Cindy Brown showing up as a mod?
Yes, Cindy Brown is showing up as a mod.
Okay.
Now, YouTube running behind me to give you the support.
If there was any YouTube in the background echo, it might have been me going through this speaker on my second device. So I've got you turned down. I got that off and then got you turned down real low on my second device. So
that I have my computer muted, but I can still watch and see from here.
So, Aquarius, how's temperatures looking down there?
They looking chilly. We starting to feel some fall in here. 54 degrees out here right now.
I'm at 56, so yeah, I'm in your boat.
Yeah, going down in the 40s later on this week. Going down in the 40s.
Oh no, I won't get below 50 for the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be wet and kind of nasty, but
y'all seeing color in the trees now?
Sheena, you got to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not here yet. Not here.
That's the thing. We had some rain day before yesterday, and then suddenly the colors just popped overnight. And I thought, this is weird because we usually have color before it's even fall here. And I thought, well, we didn't get any rain. So sure enough, right after it rained, started seeing color.
Where are you at?
I'm in central Kentucky.
Okay.
I'm 45 minutes south of Lexington.
I wonder if that's got anything to do with that unusual heat dome that was up through that area down through Texas that pre-baked them or something,
I'll tell you what, there were some times this summer it felt like the sun was right on my back.
And y'all went through some insane heat. I mean, Oklahoma I mean, our cabin in the woods having 115-degree temperatures up there, everything in his garden got cooked. Whereas in reverse, here in the southeast, in Alabama, my part of Alabama at least, we had a very chill summer. It still got hot, but we got 100 degrees once. Jet streams on the move.
There have been times where they said it was in the 80s or close to 90 degrees, but the sun felt like it was, like I said, right on your back. Just the feel of the sun on your skin was hotter than what the temperature said. This just did not feel right. Didn't jive right with me at all.
Well, if there's truth to the, and I believe that there is, if there's truth to the electromagnetic field being weaker now, then we're going to get more solar energy in all forms.
Well, the thing is, it's moving. So
I think it was last summer they were actually recording UVC on the Earth's surface.
Wow.
UVA and UVB hit the Earth on a regular daily basis. But UVC is blocked by the electromagnetic field in the atmosphere. And we rarely ever have any registrable UVC. And now we're getting that. And that's deadly stuff.
Yeah, that's skin cancer stuff there.
Yeah, that's skin cancer stuff there.
I forgot I set up Nightbot. I just ain't set up no commands.
Oh, you have Nightbot. Nice. I have to get with somebody and figure that out before I go live again.
So you got some people that came. You got Chuck Occam's razor came in.
Dog hair.
There used to be an Occam's razor I knew that was from I want to say the Philippines. That's probably wrong though, but is it the same one? It's the same one. Is this the same Occam's razor? Where are you from, Chuck? Oh, East Texas. I see. That ain't gonna be the same one.
We've had a very different summer this year. Our problem was like our spring is like usually extremely short. I mean, one night it might be 35 degrees, and the next day it might be 90. And that's about how it hit this year. About the same time you put your plants out, it hit about 90. And then it was dry as a bone for 3 weeks, and it was like 95 degrees for the next 3 weeks. And then
sounds like April up here. Except this year, April, all we had was hail and snow.
And then the temperature kind of dropped a little bit, and then we just got a lot of rain. And we actually had quite a bit of rain this summer. Usually we get a lot of rain in the winter. And Middle Tennessee actually has more, they actually get more rain annually than Seattle.
That's just crazy to me because it almost rains every day up here.
I know. See, we get, y'all get like the drizzling.
And you get rain.
Yeah, and the problem is with all the clay, it doesn't absorb. It just runs off.
Right. So it's like sheets.
Yeah.
Of sheets of water just running down the mountains and everywhere.
So then you try to walk anywhere, and it's like you're just walking through a little creek.
Yeah, that's what my driveway is.
Yeah, try to walk through the chicken pen or whatever, the barn or whatever, and it's like, yeah, okay. Howdy, Garden. Thank you for coming in.
I think the landlord just finally gave up on grading this hill. It was just like a losing battle. So he'll grate it, and then as soon as he grates it, it rains and it washes it all out again. So if we get a good soak, a good soaking rain, it's like a waterfall. So
Yeah, where I last lived with a house in Rochester, Washington, it's all glacial tilt. So if it would rain, and it would rain hard, don't get me wrong, the mud puddles would form and be gone as soon as it stopped raining, because the top 4 or 5 feet of soil was all rock from when the glaciers just dropped and receded.
mm-hmm.
So we never had any kind of buildup or anything like that. It was kind of irritating for gardening, especially, because your water would just flow on out. It was gone. So we had to do container gardening, which I had no problems with. I could grow my tomatoes and peppers and everything else I wanted to that I could in our such short growing season. But it was still irritating. The minute it stopped raining, your grass turned brown.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't have that really nice green lawn no matter how you watered it. And I did for 3 years, tried to keep it perfect, pristine, and fertilized. And after that, I was like, nope, done with this. Survival of the fittest in the flower beds. If you could survive in this climate, in the flower beds, you won. And that's what I did. The Shasta daisy does great in a climate that's not good.
So,
Tomatoes do great too.
Tony, tell Aquarius what happened to your razor clam season.
They decided that there was too much bacteria in the water to allow us to harvest razor clams. And I'm not going to chance that one, it's just not going to happen. Which today is the last day of this first season. It was 22nd to the 25th. And they just flat out canceled it because of bacterial contamination. Yet we can crab. It's not an issue. It's just the shellfish. Any of the items in there that are filtering the water was the problem. They look beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I went out and dug a couple up. They look beautiful. I didn't see any issues with them, but because of their restrictions, I'm not going to keep anything.
Like red tide to me, almost.
They didn't call it red tide, which is weird because usually they call it red tide, but they called it a bacterial contamination this time. I don't know what the difference is. A red tide is a bacterial contamination, and that's normally something we deal with up here in the Northwest.
No.
Exactly, Chuck. Unless you eat them raw, it shouldn't matter. I wouldn't eat them raw unless it was an oyster. I like raw oysters. Sorry, but can't even harvest them.
That's weird. But that kind of stuff happens.
It does. I mean, it's
Aquarius, he'd like to
thing.
eat him a raw oyster with some mayonnaise on top of it, from what I heard.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, God, no. Cook the oyster on a grill until she opens. Pop the fucking top off of it, put a drop of Tabasco and a little bit of beer in that. Let her cook a little bit. Slide her down.
I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth when you said that. Oh my God. I'm talking about the oyster with raw oysters with mayonnaise on them. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm not dying. I can't do that. Mayo. You can keep your mayo, thanks.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to get a Walmart bag over here just in case I vomit.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been seafood sick, and there is no feeling of, oh my God, I'm about to die like
Oh.
that feeling.
For sure.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Got to turn my camera around.
I don't know. I've eaten some wild forage plants and some wild mushrooms.
I've never gotten more sick than bad salmon.
Yeah, peeling salmon.
Oh,
the salmon's some good stuff.
salmon is good stuff unless it makes you sick.
I
Or you're sitting on the toilet with a bucket between your legs because you're blowing it out both ends.
You're supposed to get the ones that's on their way upstream, not the ones like floating downstream, right?
yeah,
I don't know what it was. It was good sockeye, and my brother-in-law, he's a Department of Fisheries, and he gets access to them. And it's, man, every time I'm going over there to eat, I've ended up stuck at home for 4 or 5 days with a bucket between my legs sitting on a toilet.
Mm.
Probably should have checked upstream, make sure there wasn't a bear squatting in the river.
I just,
You know,
all the
when I'm
fish
catching
I've
the fish, I've never had a problem with the fish I've caught.
all the fish I've eaten.
Oyster hot sauce and some horseradish. Now there's a good eat there.
He forgot lemon juice. But out of all the fish I've caught, salmon is about my least favorite.
Oh, I'm a trout fan.
Well, we've had this discussion. Trout, as long as it better come like within that day.
Yep. Oh, I mean, you pull it out of the water, you put it on the foot grill. I mean, you can't do it otherwise. You can't freeze trout. Doesn't come out very good.
Coffee, I'll be
But
back.
you take a 12-inch trout, batter it, and throw it in a pan to fry it. Oh my gosh, you got some of the best eats you'll ever have.
Yes, sir. There's nothing like catching trout.
I mean,
Fixing it
it's
for
fun from the point it even hooks your hook in the water to the point it goes down your throat. It's all good.
Perch is good too. I like
Yeah,
yellowfish,
I
too.
found perch too bony.
that.
Yeah, I guess
The
it
perch is
depends.
more bony than trout.
If you fry a trout properly, you can grab the tail, pull every bone out,
I never
and
used
just
to
have
fry
nothing
trout.
but meat and skin.
I never used to fry trout. I used to always I'd pull them out of the river and you do that quick little gut thing.
All right.
Stick up through them, throw some wild onions up in their belly, stick a couple sticks through there to hold it in, put them over a fire.
No, I've taken the trout right out of the water. I do clean my fish, don't get me wrong, and throw them right on the bed of coals and roll them a couple times and eat them. But the best way is still battered and fried. Whole fish, skin on. You cut the head off, you cut the tail off, you batter them up, you throw them in some hot oil, and then you can just grab that spine bone and you can just pull it right out and you get all the bones. As long as you go slow and smooth, you get all the bones out and you got nothing but good eats.
See, I got
Then
to try.
again, I've done it the hard way and I've done it over the stick and I've eaten that in and been happy. Doesn't matter. I'm still happy, yes.
Flounder, I really like flounder. Heck, you can get 4 fillets off one of them suckers. Well,
Out
actually,
here,
kind of like 3.5.
flounder, I gotta say, out here when I was crabbing day before yesterday, I was out here crabbing and my headlamp into the water. There were baby flounder in so many numbers out here. It was crazy. And as Cindy says, I do prefer my shellfish. I am sorry. I'll take my oysters, my crab, my razor clams.
That you can have. You know what we used to use for flounder bait? Or flounder bait? Soft crabs.
Oh, I imagine that worked pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow.
All soft crab, you catch yourself a pretty good sized flounder because they love that stuff.
You just take them and you take the scissors and you cut them into like 4 pieces, and they'd stay on the hook pretty good too. You just drop them down there, and as long as tide was rolling, you'd catch them.
See, I've heard people say that too, and I've seen them doing it. I'm like, why are y'all using soft crabs for bait when you should be eating them? You know,
Well,
Because if you can take a soft crab and catch you 4 flounders out of one soft crab, I can see the advantage.
I had
Hey,
we had a major rotation, and actually, one of them shows that you showed me, Aquarius, I
mhm.
went back and watched all of them. There's a feller on there that I know.
Oh, really?
And if you go back there and watch, and his name is Kai.
Kai.
I used to have crab traps on his pier, and I used to help him get soft crabs. So
Pretty cool.
we'd take them soft crabs, and if they were dead when you pulled them out, because I mean they didn't always survive,
Right.
they were bait.
That's different. If it's dead soft crab, that's a different thing. If it's live, I'm gonna be looking to saute that thing up in some cast iron and butter, and some Old Bay, and put
I
that
get
on
you.
a sandwich.
But
Yeah, here we can't harvest soft crab. That's one of the regulations in this area is no soft crab, no females. Which is kind of sad. The females are always bigger.
not
They
in
always
the
have
bag.
better body meat.
Your son's video is now up and ready to watch. Stone Wolf.
Oh, yeah. Anybody wants to go watch my sunset video on the beach?
Tell you what, that's a beautiful place you got around there. Beautiful place.
It is. And I'm going to miss it till next year when I get back here.
Where are you headed to next? You said you were packing up tomorrow, and
Yeah, I'm going to, because we got rain on Wednesday and I move on Thursday. I'm packing up tomorrow so I can pack up in somewhat dry weather. I'm heading from here to Chehalis, Washington for a month, and then going to a friend's place for a week and a half, which I'm going to do some bushcrafting videos out there at my campsite and stuff like that. And then I'm heading to Idaho. Gonna hit Nevada. I'm gonna hit Utah, and I'm heading to Yuma, Arizona for the winter.
I was going to say, where are you going to be in the winter? Okay, Yuma.
Yeah, I got 6-7 months. I got a spot down there for 6-7 months. So I'm hoping to do a lot of exploring around the area down there around the border and up into some of the parks and deserts up in that area.
That'll be good stuff.
I hope so. It was fun last year. I mean, I went down there last year. I didn't spend as much time as I wanted last year, but it was still fun. And so the wife and I decided this year we're going to spend the whole winter parked in one spot. And we'll probably go over to New Mexico and do some stuff over there, because there's places we want to see. I want to see Grand Canyon. I want to see Zion, stuff like that. Which I'm going to hit that on the way down. I want to see the Salt Flats. There's places I want to see. My bucket list is huge, and as soon as my wife retires, we'll start nailing off a lot of that list.
Yeah.
She still wants to take a Caribbean cruise, but I keep telling her I'm going to jump ship. Sorry, it's a one-way trip for me. If that water's warm enough to live in, and I can live in the water or out of the water, I'm staying.
Mhm.
You just need a fishing pole and a sleeping bag. You'll be good.
For what?
You got to eat.
If it's warm enough, all I need is my snorkeling gear and a fucking piece of wood.
Where is Cindy Brown from? Where you from, darling?
She's from California.
California.
I've been on every beach from Alaska to Mexico on this side of the country.
Mm.
But he doesn't want to cross the Mississippi.
No, I got no interest in anything on the other side of the Mississippi. Sorry.
Well, that's a little racist against the eastern half of the United States. What's wrong with you?
Too
Yeah,
many
I'm
people on
offended.
that. You cross that Mississippi River, there is too many people.
There's a bunch of us over here. That's for true. Yeah.
I would love to go over there and see some of the old homesteads and some of the architecture of the early days and stuff like that. I would love to.
There's a whole lot of people west of the Mississippi too.
Yeah, it's not exactly like Bangkok over here, you know. We ain't sitting in
God,
each
I
other's
hope not,
lap.
man. Because that would really keep me from filling up my state map.
But
Tell
you
you
know,
what,
you know what you have over here east of the Mississippi?
I know the wife wants she wants to go to Florida. She wants to see it, you know. And I gotta have to cross that river at some point.
You got stuff like gumbo and
I got
Nashville.
Gumbo right
Nashville
here where I live.
That ain't real gumbo.
I know it's not real gumbo, but I can get it right
Real
here.
gumbo comes one place, and you know it.
I know, and I want some good gumbo.
well, gumbo's right there on the Mississippi or west of the Mississippi.
In the southern Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Or
No, she wants to do the riverboat cruise on the river, and you know, hey, I'm gonna bow to my wife. You know, I'm married. I've been married 26 years. I'll bow down.
You see what Cindy Brown said? Real grits. You gotta have southern grits. That's when you take grits and you slow cook them, and you put cream in them.
Red eye gravy. You're just playing with me now, Cindy.
Parmesan cheese, and you slow
Just
cook
telling
them.
you what you're missing, man. I mean, you know.
And then,
I ain't missing it. I've been around a little bit, but
then you cover them up. Then you cover them up with a tomato sauce that has shrimp all in it. Oh yeah.
Well, you guys will have to try my smoked salmon fettuccine with garlic sauce.
Wait a minute, I've heard about your salmon.
we have some decent fish around here, man.
What are you doing talking about salmon? Because you were saying it caused you to have the squirts for 3 days. What?
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't want none of your salmon.
You know, the
my
one real
salmon has never made me sick, has never made anybody else sick. My cousins.
One real thing you haven't tried is boudin.
Boudin?
Boudin.
What's that?
See?
Boiled peanuts. You lost me, Cindy.
No, I didn't say boiled peanuts. I said boudin.
Yeah, she said boiled peanuts. I'm done.
Yeah, peanuts are good. And
what's boudin?
You either love them or hate them, as far as boiled peanuts go. But boudin is kind of like a sausage. And it has like a little bit of liver in it. And I mean, they're made out of either chicken livers or beef. Some of it's made out of shrimp. Some of it's made out of crawfish. But it also has rice in it. And it's all in a casing.
Actually sounds pretty good.
It is.
It is. and
I
they
mean,
steam
I
it.
don't mind. I mean, it's not something my wife would eat, but dang,
A
I'd
lot.
jump in.
But I mean, you can get it smoked or unsmoked. And you get like crawfish boudin, so it's crawfish and a little bit of liver in it and rice. And then get it smoked.
Mm.
And then after it's
I
smoked,
already ate dinner tonight, you guys. Come on.
then you steam then they steam it to cook it for the moment. And then you put a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on it, and there you go. That's breakfast right there.
Mm.
And
Stick with me, too.
Breakfast,
When you
lunch, dinner, I don't care. It don't matter.
Yeah. Midnight snack.
boudin,
Louisiana meat pie.
boudin is like one of the important food groups for folks in Louisiana, and it's that strong. They got to have some boudin.
Well, if it's that strong, why do you have to put the hot sauce on it?
Well,
Why not?
You don't
Makes
have to
everything
put hot
better.
sauce on
I
it,
put
but,
hot sauce on everything. So.
Howdy Garden
make
is
hot
leaving. Good night.
Good night, Howdy Garden. But I mean, really.
Yeah, I don't eat much of anything with a little bit of hot sauce of some sort. You know,
I
I
mean-
got my
I have
hot
eaten
sauces.
boudin for every meal of the day.
Now, let me tell you something. When you get to the east of the Mississippi River, that's when you're in the land of real barbecue. Stay south, though, please. Stay south. And you're going to get the best barbecue because it's made with pork. Pork barbecue. And you're going to find an endless supply of it.
Are you saying I can't cook?
I didn't say that. The
Chuck
best
said-
barbecue. I'm
Now-
a paid spokesperson for pork barbecue. Y'all just don't know it.
Yeah.
That's
Believe me, when I was down in Arizona last year, there was a guy that come over from Louisiana and was camped not far from us out there in the desert. You could smell it. And I went walking over there, and he's like, yeah, I'm just making what I brought with me. He brought a ton of food with him and was cooking it out there, and I stayed there for almost 3 days. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat whatever you're putting on the grill, man.
Howdy, Rich.
He just
Rich
camped
dog.
out. I like it.
Rich,
I
y'all do
like
some
good
fishing?
food. I mean,
Do any good?
I like good food from all the areas around this country. I have not had a problem with any of it. You guys tell me about those liver and rice and crawfish sausage. That's just nuts, man. I want some now. Come on, mail me some.
Yeah.
You're telling me I got to go there to get it.
You
That's
do.
what you're telling me.
You gotta be there. You know, food is best experienced live and in person.
It is. I won't argue that. I'm a big Mexican food fan because I like the spice and the mix of what's in the food. And I've always been a fan of you guys' West or Eastern Southern foods because I don't get that here. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Even the people that come up here and say they're cooking Cajun, they ain't cooking Cajun.
Boys, he's deprived.
All they got to do is bring some hot sauce and they're cooking Cajun.
Mhm.
But you really believe we're getting some good hot sauce up here? Come on.
I'm
We
just
use Tabasco.
There ain't no food on the planet like food in the Southeast United States. There ain't no
Well,
food.
same. I can say the same for you. You come up here and you're not going to eat anything better than what we got to offer either.
I don't know. Everybody's got their own area of food.
Yeah, and I want to experience them all. I mean, I grew up here in the Northwest, you know, Canada, Washington, and Northern Oregon, and I've eaten everything we've had to offer. And our food is not spicy. Overall, it is just,
Chuck,
mixed with
do
whiskey or beer.
you realize Tabasco is fermented for a year and a half?
Yeah, I know what Tabasco is. And I have some chipotle too. I love that for my steak sauce.
Mm.
I have habanero sauce too. I love that. But that habanero sauce is made here in Washington, so it's not real habanero sauce.
I keep a lot of Tabasco sauce on hand here.
Oh,
That's my
that
favorite.
red pepper sauce is the shit.
I've actually made a pilgrimage to the McElhaney plant down there at Avery Island. I've been there, and that's a neat place. You can see
Come on,
every
Chuck, that's not too much
process.
vinegar.
It's too much vinegar. Louisiana hot sauce.
Right.
Well, Louisiana's okay. But-
Yeah, I don't mind that one either, but you can't tell me it's too much vinegar.
I like
A lot of-
I like the vinegar.
You have to
Fermented
get the
hot sauces
habanero
don't have
paste.
vinegar.
You don't get the habanero sauce. You have to get the habanero paste. It's a lot different.
But anyway, a lot of fermented hot sauces don't have vinegar. It's just salt and the peppers, and it turns the water basically into a vinegar
Yeah.
from the fermentation process.
Well, that's the only way to get vinegar anyway, right?
All right.
I'm thinking that's how they do it at McElhaney. They pack the peppers in those barrels so tight, and then there's a big layer of salt that goes on top of it. But I
Yep.
could be wrong. It could be they could have some vinegar in there that they add to it, but I think it's just packed pepper mash. That's what it is. It's pepper mash, and then a layer of salt that goes on top. So, I think
Yeah,
the
it's got to
vinegar-
have that salt, otherwise it won't cure.
Yeah, but that's neat. If you ever get the chance to go down there, it's worth the trip. You go.
What do you mean? If I'm in those areas, I'm going to be hitting you guys up, and you're going to feed me.
Mm.
We
Yeah,
can
I've
do
got-
that.
I know you can do that. Now I'm going to make you.
I've got a half-gallon jug of Scotch bonnets that have been fermenting since last September, and I got another half-gallon jug of scorpion peppers that have been fermenting since last July.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's gonna be some
That
interesting
sounds
hot sauces
good.
through.
it's gonna be some hot stuff.
I don't mind the hot stuff.
The only thing I think I may have messed up with is I think I should have added a little bit of carrot. Because carrot adds a little bit of sweetness to cut a little bit of the acidity,
You know,
whereas some people add sugar.
What? People
Some
add
people-
sugar?
Some people add sugar to hot sauce acidity. Because, I mean, with between the acidity from the peppers and the acidity from the vinegar kind of flavor, they add sugar. So some people just add
Crazy.
carrot. Some people just add carrot to take place of the sugar.
Mhm.
And I mean, I've tasted some of my stuff that I've fermented that long, and it really does get pretty acidic.
I'd imagine. I mean, anything that ferments for a good distance of time is going to get that.
Right.
It doesn't matter what product you're doing, it's going to go to that point. But, man, when it comes to hot sauces and peppers, you really got to give it the time. And I don't see adding the sugar. I mean, unless you want an alcohol content to it,
All
I
right.
don't see adding the sugar.
All right. But I could see adding the carrot because I mean, you know, I've made like other fermented products, you know, stuff like kraut. And I mean, I know a lot. There's people out there like Koreans that they add like carrot to their kraut or their kimchi or
Or
whatever.
yeah, exactly. And that's not a bad ingredient by any means.
And I mean, you know, some of them add like the Asian pear to add a little bit of sweetness, and it's all to cut the acidity.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an idea. We have pear trees.
Our
Okay.
pears up here suck, so
I
hey,
mean,
in Washington we can grow some good apples, but not much else.
maybe I need to throw a few little, you know, little julienne slices of pear and some of my hot sauce for next year. It
Well, you
might
gotta
be
be careful with that because pear will add sugar.
right. Anywho, I just thought it was worth bringing up.
No, no problem at all. I just I love hearing about different areas and definitely about what you guys eat in different areas. I mean, up here in the Northwest, we're stuck. Well, what do we got? We got beef, pork, chicken,
Y'all got you got seafood at the buffalo.
and seafood out the butthole. Yup. And it's not cheap. I mean, it is expensive to eat good seafood here.
Oh, it's like Cindy
I
was
mean,
talking about, you know, like the good seafood, you know, I see in all the cooking shows and whatnot.
mm, I watch cooking shows. I got no problems
Me too.
with that. But
My TV spends more time on cooking shows than any other
me
thing.
too. Because you wouldn't believe some of the ideas that come out there. I mean, the wife ordered
And
some
and I don't even have
food
cable.
from a restaurant, and I'm like, well, I can do that better. And she's like, all right, I'll take that challenge. So what I do? I did that better. So I made her a garlic sauce from hell with some smoked salmon and fettuccine. And she's like, oh, you're going to have to make this once a week now.
Ticks you off when you go to a restaurant and you're like, dang, I know I could have cooked that a lot better.
I don't go to restaurants anymore.
See?
I know I can cook it better.
Yeah.
What kind of food did they have in Kentucky? What is Kentucky famous for?
Fried
Bourbon
chicken.
brown. Bourbon brown.
What's that?
A bourbon brown.
Yeah. I don't know. Fried chicken. Yeah, that's right, Cindy Brown. Actually, fried chicken for some odd reason.
Oh, why didn't I think of it?
Who was it? Somebody in our people from Britt MRE was in Kentucky last week. And he went to the home of Colonel Sanders and all that. And I mean, I know all the story behind it. But when I've worked in Kentucky for years and years and years. And I got one of them little catalogs, the best fried chicken in northern Kentucky when I was working up around Cincinnati. And I went up there. I'm going to tell you, this fried chicken I've probably had in 20 years. It was in, starts with an E. I think we talked about this, Barry.
Oh, yeah.
Just south of Cincy.
Eminence or
I can honestly say I've never had a good fried chicken.
See? And you ain't figured out why you want to go east of the Mississippi.
Oh, you know what the worst part is? Is I will not eat fried chicken. I will not eat fried foods anymore.
Mm.
Oh, so
They really
You
mess
was-
with my body, so I can't.
you was just
Can't do
talking
it.
about eating fried trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't done that in years.
Uh,
If I get a trout, I'm gonna roast it over a fire and eat it just like that. That's the only way I can do it anymore. I can't do the oils.
the other thing too is, which is most of southern everywhere in this, southern hemisphere is, is good beans and corn.
Oh, I
bread.
love beans. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but I've never had them good until I moved to Kentucky 30 years ago, and then I was just like, there's a difference between how they fix it up north and how they fix it down here.
Somebody needs to block Gear Gridden because he says yuck trout.
Gears, my buddy. Yeah,
Trout's my favorite food. I mean, I caught them, roasted them over fire right there where I caught them, because the sooner you cook them, the better.
Tony, do you have the means to can stuff?
I do not. I do have a pressure pot, but I have nowhere to store anything like that because I live in a motorhome. Well, actually, I live in a tent, but I travel in a motorhome.
I was going to say, that looks like a tent, dude.
Yeah, it's a tent. It's a good sized tent, don't get me wrong, but
It has to be. It looks like it is.
yeah, I have it's a 12-man tent. I got my computer set up here on one side, the other side's my bedroom. I don't prefer to do this way. Usually I prefer to hang my hammock somewhere. I sleep way better in a hammock, but I'm full time on the road, so this is what I deal with.
Yeah, his wife, he did used to get to sleep in the RV, and then his wife got tired of him farting and snoring. She said, "You got to go outside."
So
she does not like the farting for sure. I don't snore, but unless it's a whiskey night. Sometimes on a whiskey night, I'll snore pretty good. But
I was going to say, how do you know you're asleep?
I don't know I'm asleep. I have a nice spot set up here on the other side, so.
I had a friend come check on me one time, and I slept until like I think it was 1, and they stopped in about 12:30, and they said they didn't even have to knock on the door. They heard me snoring. They said, "Well, there is no point in trying to wake him up now," so they just turned around and left. He left me a message on the phone. I was like, "Well, YouTube."
Right. No, I've been doing this for over a year now and loving it. 90% of the time I'm outdoors, and that's what I want. I was just shocked my wife was willing to do it.
Really?
But as long as she's got, the full comforts of the motorhome, she's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Don't get me wrong. She's got everything she needs in there. Her Keurig on the big priority.
gotta have that coffee. Absolutely.
And a nice bed, and tomorrow night I'll be sleeping in there because I got to fold up camp tomorrow. So that means all this setup I got right now has got to go down. But then we'll move to the next spot, and I'm hopefully gonna find spots to set up a couple hammocks, and I won't be in the tent. I'll actually have the computer set up under the awning of the motorhome instead of in the tent.
That's good stuff.
I'd much rather be in the hammock. I sleep so much better in a hammock. I spent most of the summer sleeping in a hammock.
A hammock's a good way to go. Good way to go.
I'm trying to get
Lived in an RV for coming up on 2 decades. I'm closing in on 2 decades of being in an RV, and it's kind of nice. I'm a single guy now. You know, the kids are gone. It's just me. I don't need any more than this. But you do find yourself needing some space, and you have to do a lot of stuff outside. You know, but it's
I'm hardly ever in the RV.
yeah.
If it was just me, I'd have the Jeep, maybe a small trailer towing some shit, but I'd still be sleeping outside the whole time.
It's good stuff. Well, you know, I mentioned in one of the live streams where you were that it was Paul Elias, and you know, the pro bass fisherman, and for most of his career, still maybe now, but he's getting a little old now. I think he's probably inside a lot of times now, but I don't know. He may still be outside, but he lived outside. His family and everything live in the house, and he'd go in and, you know, take showers and eat with them and all that. But all weather year long, he lived outside.
I do all the cooking. I do it all outside. I have to go in to give my wife her plate, and I go in because I got a fridge and freezer inside, and I do utilize that. I got a washing machine inside, so I utilize that. And I'm in and out. I don't spend any amount of time inside unless I have to. Otherwise, I'm outdoors. I live outside.
Hey,
I always
Fishy,
have.
Who's with us now?
that's Tennessee Fish Keeper.
My name's
Okay.
I'm Brandon. I'm from Michigan, but I live in Tennessee, and I'm a fish keeper, minister, and comedian. And I have a puppet named Curly, and he's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm kind of like I'm a moderate Christian, conservative, Trump fan, and I try to help other people. And I'm about 45, middle aged, and I take care of my disabled mom. So I'm just cool, just like the rest of the YouTube people. I have a lot of friends. So
Sounds like you're a pretty cool guy.
yeah, I'm pretty techie, but just laid back and try to just help other people, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm a Michigan State fan, and my team right now is going down the toilet. So last year they were doing really well.
Oh, is that soccer?
Wait, you're Tennessee fish keeper, but you're living in Michigan.
No, I'm from Michigan, living in Tennessee.
You're from Okay. All right. I'm clear.
I'm not going back to Michigan. I've been here since 2005, so I'm kind of like a convert.
I've been in Kentucky for 30 years, so I'm not going back to Ohio, even though I miss it. You know, it's just, you know, I keep in touch with family, but
the further south you go, the harder it is to go back to anywhere else.
Hey,
absolutely.
John. Yeah, this is where we went. Nobody else decided to fire it up. So
I'm moving, so I'm gonna keep moving, and I'm gonna see it all. And like I said,
yeah, that'd be cool. Like, be able to go on like an RV and be able to go around and see different places. That'd be really cool. I'd like that.
Well, Tibor, I've got family up there still, so you know, would like to go up and see them. Sorry, I'm just answering Tibor.
Cool.
Yeah.
So whereabouts in Tennessee do you live?
I'm close to Knoxville.
Be right back, Al.
Yeah. I haven't really been to Western Tennessee, but I watched the weather, and they seem to get a lot of tornadoes. So I'm kind of like, I really don't want to go that direction. I don't have too bad weather here, so it's pretty good. If I get a tornado, it usually goes north or south of me. Where I'm living, something to do with the weather. It either goes south or north. It never hits me directly. I think some way how the mountain layout is. So
What year did you move here?
2005. So it's been
Oh.
20, 15, 16, 17 years. But,
Yeah, I moved to Tennessee. Oh gosh, that was a long time ago.
one thing I do miss is like Michigan, the lakes. I miss the lakes up in Michigan. I come down here and they got rivers, but the lakes here, I just can't get into the lakes here. I don't know why.
You want to see them half the year frozen over is the problem, right?
Yeah, I see that as a problem for sure.
Hey, I've been out there. Yeah, I've been out there ice fishing. You know, you go out there ice fishing, and it's about 20 degrees below zero, and you're out there, and your dad won't go home, and you're a little kid, and you learn how to survive such things. Dad don't want to go home from ice fishing, and you're a little kid that doesn't want to be out there, and you have to like pull his ear and try to drag him out of the ice shed. I mean, that's called becoming tough. But no, I don't really miss ice fishing. Not really.
And I've heard a lot of people from Michigan that think they're better than everybody else because they can walk on water for half the year, but it's not exactly the same thing.
Well, you'll never see anyone else. I'm from here. I'm from here. I'm from here. You'll never see anyone else point to their state and say, I'm from this part of the state. When you look at Michigan, it looks like your hand. I'm from this part of the state. You'll never see anyone from Ohio or Tennessee or any other state go, oh, I'm from Florida. I'm down here. You never see them do that. I'm from here. So
ice fishing can be fun.
yeah,
Believe it or not, ice fishing can be fun.
You have to be prepared for it. You don't
Exactly.
heater, and you got to have the right equipment. My dad did it halfway, and so
we drug sheds across the lake and sat out there, and we drill our 3 or 4 holes inside the shed with a fireplace. Because it's cold. So you had to have a fireplace.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And that goes against every bit of Southern common sense that there is,
And
right? So,
we sat down here and melted.
it's ice fishing. I know it's safe and everything for y'all. You got to know what you're doing, but it's like, okay, these guys are going to go out there on ice and drill
Hey,
a hole.
fish comes out frozen, man.
They drilling a hole in the ice right beneath their feet. And then some of them's going to put like this warm shed and have a fire and heat up the ice that melts. Well,
my aunt lives up in the UP of Michigan, and what they do is they attach fireworks and gasoline to a toilet and shoot it up 200 to 300 feet in the air as a toilet bowl race. That's the kind of stuff that I don't know I've ever seen it. I guess they have like pumpkin chunking down here or something, but to shoot a toilet 200 to 300 feet in the air, that's pretty rare. But
do they do that on the ice too?
yeah.
Oh, that's the best place to do it.
Does it not come down and bust the ice? I mean, I guess not.
No, you can't break that ice that way.
It just explodes all over the place. Your toilet becomes disintegrated, but it's pretty interesting. So,
what do we do down here in the southeast?
If it freezes, you guys haul ass to your shelters.
We do stuff
you know
that
what?
makes sense down here, you know.
You know what else we do down here?
What we do.
smoke food year round.
That's right. That's right. We do.
Oh, I know.
And
I know one thing you guys do down here.
we grow
Yeah.
vegetables year
You
round.
ride ATVs without helmets, and you carry your baby in your arm. I've seen that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, why are they doing that? I couldn't believe they were doing that. It just
Well, yeah, because we use snowmobiles up in the north.
You got
spent time in
you got
Wisconsin.
early.
I spent time in Wisconsin and Michigan. You know, they consume more brandy than any other state, and it's like they go flying through the woods at 75 mile an hour in the dark, in the snow, and boom! All of a sudden, there's a log. Blah, 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 blah.
That's because snow isn't deep enough.
Well, you know, when you're going from lake to lake to lake, yeah,
Takes all
Wisconsin.
kinds.
I know up there in northern British Columbia, where I was raised, you could do
Hey, Clint.
anything you wanted. But they would party out in the middle of the biggest lake out there, which is Lake Francis. They would party, have these big parties out there where there's hundreds of huts. They would drag from shore out there, full setup huts with cots and everything in them, and drag them out there, drill holes in the ice, and just be fishing for char. Which is just a northern Canadian lake trout.
So
And you'd spend days out there partying.
I can't do that cold. I cannot do the cold. And when I was a kid,
You'd stay in the hut. Well,
Can't
unless
do
you
it.
gotta do something else, then you'd go outside to a designated area and drop your iceberg.
Yeah.
Because you know the negative degrees, that's what you're doing is dropping icebergs.
I'm a southern boy. The only thing I'll do is have a hankering to move more south. You know,
Till you run out of south.
yeah, well,
I
I
can't
would
knock
stop
it, man. I'm heading south for the winter. I'm a snowbird.
I would stop at the Gulf Coast, and I could be very happy there, fishing all year round. You know,
That wouldn't be bad at all, really.
that's
I
good
could almost
stuff.
go for that.
You know, watch the bikinis during the summer, during bikini season, to be fishing, and you know,
Nothing better in bikini season.
I'm telling you.
I'm saying.
Here in Washington, it's a limited season for that.
I'll be out there like an old man with my metal detector, my aviator glasses.
Flip flops.
You know, be the creepy old man looking, you know. But I'm looking for treasure on the beach, right? Because you know that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and treasure comes in the G-string form, right?
Hey, they're
If your
digging up.
sunglasses are dark enough, they can't tell which one you're looking. There you go. You got it.
They're digging up treasure and doing some scoping out, you know.
Okay, I got a question. Has anyone here met my puppet? Do you know what my puppet's name is? Does anyone here know what my puppet's name is? Anyone?
No, I
I guess
saw
it's Rosie.
No, his name is Curly, and he's famous Curly. And I have a bunch of Filipino friends, and they love my puppet. I mean, when they see my puppet, they're just like so happy about it. But I just wanted to show you. Here he is. But he's got the Michigan State logo, Spartans. So it's really hard for me to. Once you are like a part of a college football team, it's hard to root for another team. You know, I want to root for Tennessee, but maybe this year I will because my team's really not doing really well. So,
Always will be a Cougars fan.
you know, you can't change. You can't
No,
change.
you can't.
No, and like even
They
at
party
Michigan,
the hardest, man. I never went to that college, but I partied hard over there.
but even like in Michigan, there's Michigan and Michigan State. And one of my friends said, "Oh, I like both teams." Well, no, that's not allowed. You cannot like both teams. You have to either be go green or a Wolverine. You can't like both teams. You just can't do that.
It's the same thing with us. We got the Cougars and the Huskies, you know, and it's like, yeah, I spent time up there with the Huskies, and yeah, I'd rather spend time with the Cougars. They party a lot harder and have more fun, and still are badass.
Yeah, see, that's like Michigan State. They're known for being the cool kid, partying kind, and then Michigan's more of like the doctor and going to be kind of
Yeah,
the upper, the upper echelon of things. So that's more of what Michigan's about. So, but you guys, it's getting late. I just wanted to say hi to y'all, and I'll see you again sometime.
It's good talking to you.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, all right.
Good
See
night.
you.
Bye. See you later.
Down here, it's in Alabama. You either for Alabama or Auburn if you're in the football game, you know. And it's almost like it's probably the largest religion that we have here in Alabama is Alabama Auburn.
Oh my God! Here it's just seafood.
The seafood is the
you eat
religion.
food.
Brother, I get
That's the religion here in the Northwest. We
Yeah.
we do support our teams. Don't get me wrong. We do support all of our teams that we have, no matter what sport it is. I'm not a big sports fan anymore. I used to be
Yeah,
hard
I
into
don't
it,
either.
but anymore it's you gotta go with the flow. Right now I'm on the coast. What am I eating? I'm eating seafood. I'm heading inland here in a couple days, and what will I be eating in there? Beef, pork. You know, it's all about the food.
Beef is what's for dinner. Yeah.
Not very often for me.
Man, when I left here, I went out to Texas to see a buddy of mine down in Alpine, Texas. It's down kind of close to the border, up in the Fort Davis Mountains. It's a neat place. But when I headed out of here, I got to a certain point, probably around Beaumont, you know, and maybe before that. You could not find pork barbecue out there. And I know it was beef country out there, but I was not prepared for that. I stopped in barbecue places and I saw a pork barbecue sandwich. Oh, we don't serve pork barbecue around here. We serve beef. I'm like, oh, okay. Excuse me. Can I get some sweet tea? The sweet tea? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm in Texas, right? There should be some sweet tea in these places. They don't have sweet tea.
It's called beer.
Beer. Well, they asked me, and they said, well, we've got tea. We can bring you some sugar water if that's what you want. I'm like, y'all ain't right. Don't call yourselves the South. See, Texas, a lot of people lump Texas in with the South, but it's not. They're like honorary South, you know.
Not even that.
And when
Texas
you're
is a whole
South,
country on its own.
when you're in the South, there's sweet tea. It's almost on tap down here, you know.
That's what I had this morning. When I woke up this morning, I had a peach sweet tea.
It's hard to beat sweet tea. That'll be the death of me, that and smoking. But sweet tea is some fine.
Well, smoking's going to kill us all, isn't it?
That's right. Buffalo burgers are awesome. I bet they are.
Burgers are awesome. I cannot deny that fact.
I don't know. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Some like, are we talking about actual buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty good.
Oh, is a leaner meat than you're used to?
Yeah.
If you've never had buffalo, is a little leaner. It tastes a little more gamey, but it is a better meat than you've had. And yeah, once you eat seafood right off the coast, you won't ever eat a red lobster. I wish that was true for my wife. She loves red lobster. And
Mm,
I'll go to the docks and I'll get food, and she still wants red lobster.
Too rich for my blood.
yeah.
Well,
But now,
you know, since I've changed my lifestyle, we sold our house and we moved in an RV. Our expense is food.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
it.
we bring in a pretty good amount of money, but our expense is food. So we eat the best we can, and where we are is what we eat. Right now, we're on the beach. So what do we eat? We eat good food on the beach.
You go
Yes, it costs money, except for, you know, me going out to the beach and grabbing crabs out of the water and bringing them home, kind of thing.
Did you make a video of that?
I did not.
Oh, you dog. See, that's
I you know, I get bugged a lot about not making these food videos. And it, for me, it's hard to film a food video. It is just hard.
Mm.
When I'm out there getting the crab out of the water, you can't see nothing. You can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I film everything, but the footage is not good enough to just post.
Yeah.
And when I'm cooking, I just don't even think about it. I'm like, no, I'm cooking. Like tonight or last night, I guess it is. I made chili dogs. I made jalapeno cheddar sausages into chili dogs.
Good stuff. That's a little bit of
I
steak.
didn't film a single thing about it. What was I thinking about? Making me some chili dogs and eating it. You know, that's all I was thinking about.
Oh, I tell you, I love cooking, and
I cook every day, and I cook everything outside.
there's a cooking collaboration that started up in September, and I didn't know about it, and I would love to have joined it because it's spam timber, hashtag spam timber.
I went to the store today, and they had no spam because I was going to jump in and show them my spam recipe.
I got about 200 cans.
I guarantee you nobody would like, but I love it.
That's a bushcrafting thing there, Aquarius.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Well, I mean, that spam timber thing has been going on for a few years.
Yeah, it's a spam thing.
I just learned about it this week, and or last week. Now that we're in Monday, but you know, previous 7 days is when I learned about it, and there's some good cooking videos in there.
Oh
man,
you can make some phenomenal foods out of spam.
They are making some spam recipes out there, and some of them making me so hungry. Was a Cat in the North had one that's just so simple. She cooked up some beans with chunks of spam in it. I'm like, man, I could eat 2 bowls of that right now.
Well, the worst part is I've done spam this month 4 times. But what I do is I take 2 packs of Top Ramen, 1 whole can of spam, garlic powder, onion powder, and Tabasco. And that's it.
I gotta look up something for y'all.
Oh man, rock your world, basically, you know. And it's like, wife's like, why didn't you film it? You know, put it on your channel. I don't have a cooking channel. Come on.
So
this is basic food. This is not high quality food. This is just basic. Let's eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But I cheat and I use hot and spicy spam also.
I've known about that spam timber thing for several years, but
yeah.
And I really planned on participating this year, but things just didn't go right.
Yeah, it's the
My little
27th
outdoor
now.
cooking area. I know, and my little outdoor cooking area is just kind of broke down right now. But
Well, my problem is I won't be in my outdoor cooking area till end of next month. Which I'll go out there and I will do a cooking video out there. I'll do it on my fire anchor, and I'm probably going to cook a steak of some sort, steak and eggs or something like that out there on my fire anchor. You know, which I forged my own fire anchor, which I thought was pretty cool. I do miss my forge.
What's a fire anchor?
if you could
Fire
email me
anchor is
a fire
hard to
anchor, I'd
describe.
email you some boudin.
Chris hung up on that boudin. He got thinking about it.
I said you email me a fire anchor, I'll email you some boudin.
All right, so
If
what's a
I
fire
was
anchor?
still working my forge, I'd make you a fire anchor full setup and mail it to you, no problem. A fire anchor is a simple tool that has a stake that sits next to your fire pit. You drive it in the ground, and it has multi attachments with pigtails that sit on it. So you can adjust the height of the grill, the height of the fork or the hook or the frying pan on this. It's really hard to describe.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now that you're describing it. I just didn't know it was called a fire anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those are neat.
Oh, they
Man,
are so beyond it. I use
spam
a tripod most of the
has
time, but
blown up. I've been following Spam Timber all month. And I've watched every video posted.
Yep.
But within like the last week and a half, it is blown up from people I don't even know.
There's a
most
bunch
of
of
the
people
time,
in it.
most of the time, that kind of thing, I know who's in it. Oh, Mark Kratz, he did some Spam Timber burnt ends.
I haven't seen that.
There's one I'm looking for though. Y'all love this once I find it. I can't think of dude's name.
It's so
I
lazy.
eat spam all the time. I eat it year round, and I've
Hey,
done
so-
steak and eggs with spam, and I've done all kinds of recipes with it. Some of the better stuff was that I've done was dice the spam really small, cook it really hard in the pan so it's almost nuggets, and then throw it in a garlic sauce with shrimp and throw that over some pasta. It's
So-
almost as good as bacon.
Oh, I just thought it was name. Y'all want to
I'm
see?
kind of curious. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Barry.
I'm just curious since I'm not really supposed to have beef, because my body can't break down the fat in it.
Right?
How close is buffalo or bison to beef?
Not even.
Why can you not have beef? That's the question.
My body
Well,
can't. My body can't break down the fat.
There's not much fat in bison and beef,
Okay.
or bison and buffalo.
Mhm.
The fat content is way lower. So if you get a clean cut, and you don't want a hamburger or anything like that, you want a clean cut. The fat content is going to be around 4 to 5%.
Okay.
When you're going for beef, you want 20%. But you got to deal with it accordingly. Also, when you're cooking it. It does not have that fat, so you got to add to it, or it's going to be just jerky.
No, okay. Yeah.
So I mean, you can eat beef, but even if it was pure lean beef, you couldn't eat that?
Mm-mm.
Yes, you can. I have the same
Well,
issue.
They just told me
Good night, keyboard.
it could be like a treat, but it can't be like an every.
No,
every
I
week.
can't do it every day either. I mean, I have the same problem. I can't handle the fats. So I have to, personally, I do a New York strip and I feed the outsides to my dogs after I've cooked it. So I trim all that crap off, the fat and everything off of it, because it's a very lean cut to begin with.
But see, they've limited me to poultry and fish and some porks. So as far as beef goes, I love beef, but it's like, well,
You really got to watch the cut of meat. And that's all it is you got to make sure that fat content is limited.
I saw one.
I can't handle a lot of fat myself. I mean, it really messes me up. I mean, I have one piece of bacon per month.
see, it's a high carbohydrate, low fat diet. So because I'm missing an enzyme that helps the body bond the food to the fat, so it can be used for energy later on.
So your gallbladder's messed up.
No, I have a foreign muscular dystrophy, so it there's something in my liver that's not producing the enzyme.
Oh, so it's not even getting to your gallbladder.
Right.
You need to. What you need to do is avoid meat and fat products, period, for a while.
No. See, I take the enzyme, but because it's being taken orally and not created by the liver,
It doesn't get to your gallbladder.
the transport is different than if it was produced naturally in the liver. So it's like it's kind of like liver damage, but
Where'd
it's not
Robert?
quite.
Where'd Robert go? Oh, he's
I'm hidden behind Cindy, but that's okay.
well, why did my thing disappear?
Well, get rid of Cindy. You had that up forever.
There ain't nothing to see of me.
I won't argue, but you still should get rid of
I gotta
Cindy.
start
She's
this
been up
over
there
now.
forever.
Is that the one where he made the? It is the one where you got the English muffin out.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it is or not. But that guy there, he made one that
Me
was,
and him have been friends for a little bit.
yeah. How long have you had a channel, Bushcraft?
About 2 years, but I've been active on YouTube for about, I don't know, maybe 9.
Okay. I've been watching YouTube for a long time, like 9, 10, 12, however long time. But I didn't ever interact except for giving thumbs up and stuff like that.
Oh, full screen this fella.
Boy, it already looks good.
I mean, he's just blazing up Sam, and it looks great.
I mean, they're going to the point of making little circles there, making sausage.
G'day, boys.
Hey,
How are we?
Jonesy, you hear me?
Jonesy.
Hey, Jonesy.
What's up, Jonesy?
You boys are legends. You've been going for hours. So,
Yeah, I'm about to give up here in a
It's
few
an hour and
minutes.
a half.
well, you with Sheena for how long?
Okay, that's a good point.
Oh, that was early this morning for me. And then we went into the wilderness where there was no Wi-Fi. And then we've done a day's work. We've come out and you're still talking. And I went, geez, how long did that go for? Or was
You
it
have a
just
good time in your wilderness?
oh, mate, they were putting in solar paneled lights on a few trails where they expect people to stop and rest. And yeah, but yeah, I was trudging around the forest or the middle of nowhere. I got to get
Nah,
fit,
sounds like you're having a great time then.
mate. I got to get fit. That's all I have to tell you.
Well, you know, I think
Them
all of us have to get fit, but
Oh man, they're
you had a
walking
great
around.
time, didn't you?
Oh, for sure. Seen lots of stuff, but walking up and down hills and down, I'm just going.
I've got that same butter knife. It's kind of cool.
I know that. Half
Take
the
it
time I
apart.
have to turn the camera off because I'm breathing too heavy.
Well, you're not supposed to use your camera at work, so they were really they're sort of strict about cameras. They don't like stuff being filmed, so they could be seen doing something wrong, if it gets out. But so they ban phones with cameras, or they ban you using the camera on your phone at work. So when there's no reception, there's no point having your phone out.
Look at Barry's.
Pick something to eat. I'm getting hungry.
That's what I call passing the buck.
Barry's got that look like, dang, that looks good.
So what are we
Damn
cooking
right.
here? It's banned.
Let's see
That's
what's
gonna make
bad
me
is
go cook some more food, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Although I don't like English muffins, so.
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Sourdough.
Yeah,
it
baby.
sounds like Barry has had a lifetime of being able to eat whatever he wanted to, and then they did it. And so he knows what he's missing,
Mhm.
and
Oh, yeah.
that's not a good feeling, man.
How are you, Barry? Anyway, I come in at the tail end of
Not
you.
doing bad. Not doing bad. I've been busy trying to get the house ready for winter. So,
Yep.
Working.
Yeah, I've been doing that too. I'm heading south.
Yeah, you take the easy way out though.
Yeah, pack your house
That's
up and
damn
go.
right, man. I spent a lot of winters up here dealing with it, And then the fact is, my wife can no longer physically deal with the winters up here. She has medical issues that require her to be in more arid climates. And right now we're at 98% humidity, and she's not happy. So we got to start moving inland. Then we're going to move south. By December 1st, I'll be in Newman, Arizona.
Lucky dog, you.
That
So
looks good.
what's the
Hey,
go? Cindy Brown, it's 11:40.
what was the sauce they put on top, or is that cheese?
That sausage with spam.
That's hollandaise sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit thick, so.
Yeah, it's hard to get a hollandaise right. At least I have a hard time with getting it right.
Oh, man. Look at that.
That's just wrong. You guys are not playing fair right now. I'll tell you that much. Look, oh man, that is just so wrong. Turn it off.
That's how you cook spam. And he just that was a few days ago.
Man.
My preference is spam or corned beef. I do the same recipe with either one.
I ain't watched one yet. He just posted this on the 17th. Same fella. I was telling him and Mark Kratz, I think y'all are kind of tied for winning because there's like 3 categories for Spam Timber. The guy that runs it.
Mm-hmm.
there's
Jeez.
like presentation, originality, and I forget what the other one is.
Yeah, I'm way too late. Way too late to get in on that.
Well, the
Yeah.
dude had me at cheese. He had me at cheese right there. Damn.
Oh, this one here. This one is some awesomeness. I saw this one too. I watched 2 of his videos, and
You need to
was
subscribe
the-
to him.
I'm subscribed to. That's Volley Theory, isn't it?
Yeah, I am. You know, the other day he only had like 30 subscribers. Caroline Chris is the one that introduced me to him. And then I got to talking to him, and then he ended up coming over to Al Chafe's channel the other day. And I've
This is
seen him.
bad. This is causing me. Somebody talked about wanting to fix something to eat. I'm fixing to have to. This is ridiculous.
This is not fair.
Got some garlic butter spread stuff that I just bought, and I've got some kind of little rolls that I bought, and I think that's fixing to go in the microwave and get heated up. That's what I think. I'm gonna go do that.
Well, my missus just
I think
cooked
you're
some
onto
pretend-
something. Yeah.
We just had some pretend Big Macs. They were homemade ones with the
Pretend Big
so-called.
Macs.
Well,
That's
they were-
got to be way better than the one I got from McDonald's the other day. I was bitching about that. Chef was like, "Hey, you know this is double cheeseburger day." Like, and I just ate a Big Mac. I'm feeling really bad now.
Well, I'll
See-
tell you what, the last Big Mac I had was so dry you could have, used it for a sponge.
This thing, I ate half of it, and my big dog ate the rest.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I'm not eating this. This is
I
so
didn't
bad.
pay for it. Someone else bought it, but it was just like, no.
Thank you, Sheena.
well, the homemade ones were good.
Yeah, they have to be.
Well, that's the problem. He put out a video just after that, and I got back to camp, and I was watching the video. I was like, yeah, I really messed up getting one from McDonald's.
You're
How's Mr.
lactose.
Aquarius going?
I think he stepped away to heat himself up a roll with garlic butter.
I think spam is an underrated aspect of things that we've had for, 60 years, 70 years?
Hey,
You know, Tony, I have a recipe how to make spam and can your own.
I can buy it in the store.
But
It's
you
like
could
in the-
also you could also flavor it to where you like it better. Howdy, Tarsha.
Hey.
It's like
I
it's in the
wouldn't
throw-
mind that,
throwaway.
except I really don't have the capacity here on a mobile lifestyle to do much of that.
Yeah, but
Hey,
I'm sure you got
Tarsha.
a big pot. If you got a big pot, you can,
I
boil
got
it.
a big pot.
find you a spot, dude.
You can do a water bath.
Hey,
What do you
Tarsha.
need to make? What do you need to make it though?
It's almost like the basic stuff you need to cure bacon kind of stuff.
So you need pork belly and
Well,
Salt.
you can use whatever meat you want, but you need curing salt and whatever seasonings you want to use inside of that.
Isn't it all mixed? Isn't it all sort of minced and then compressed and
Mustard seed and black pepper or whatever.
I think it would be good with bacon and some kind of a hot pepper.
Yeah,
how's it compare to price though?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I know I have a bunch of ground pork in the freezer. So
Well, I think if you made it yourself, that would just trump whatever it costs. Because it has to be better. I mean, I love spam, but if you can make it at home and make it the way you like it, that's.
well, the thing I'm thinking is I can make it lower fat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think lower fat would be
Might be
Lower fat,
probably a
lower
little
sodium.
better. But I've tried the lower salt flavors and they suck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you use
You need
curing
the
salt,
salt. It's all about the salt, man.
if you use curing salt, it's going to give it that like bacony flavor. You know, curing salt's what turns corned beef pink and bacon pink and ham pink and all that.
That's true. And don't get me wrong, I love my corned beef. That's for sure.
So, I mean, if you use
But I do
curing
the same
salt,
thing with corned beef, man. A couple packs of top ramen, some corned beef, and a little seasoning, and yum.
There's something I'm going to try making myself is some roast beef and corned beef hash. Wouldn't take much to really make it.
No.
Because the stuff I was getting at the stores is doubled in price, and I just can't see buying. It's only buy one can at a time. And if I can make it cheaper at home and make it the way I like it, heck yeah.
you got to
Yeah,
grind.
if I could make it cheaper, I'd be all in on it. But I don't think I can make it cheaper without having the products coming in for free.
Well, Sheena, why didn't you invite me over? I would have helped you with that roast beef.
And she cooked it in a crock pot all day.
Hey, wherever I was in the wilderness, I turned on the Wi-Fi, went beep 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 beep, and I got Wi-Fi again. I had a quick look, and here you guys are. I think Sheena was she was off screen with the background playing like a beautiful wilderness,
Yeah.
and then she jumped on camera, and then went oops, and jumped off camera, and went and changed into that cat shirt.
Oh yeah, she had some outfit issues.
Well, I seen that, and then I thought, and then the Wi-Fi went dead not long after that, and I went, no, well, I wonder what else happened. But it was that background looks pretty cool. How she's got the green screen or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to get her to work on that going the right direction
needs to
because it
turn
looked like she
around.
was walking backwards the whole time.
Yeah.
Like smacked in the back of the head with a stick. You gonna trip? Watch out!
That's the first thing I said. Man, if I tried that, I'd fall over so many times.
Yeah. Yes, I got. Yes, I read that. Yes. Well, it must have been a warm day. It was. I tell you what, spring's. Hey, do you guys get daylight savings? We're putting our clocks forward an hour this Sunday.
Yeah, we get
Wow.
daylight
Is any,
savings.
Yeah, I wish we didn't, but yeah, we do, unfortunately.
Is it this week?
it's not happening.
No, it ain't this
No,
week.
it's not. That's what I'm
No,
asking.
it's
Ours ain't till November, I think.
Ah,
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I have no clue. What month is it?
tell you.
Yeah, sun comes up and the sun goes down. That's all you need to know.
Nah,
Hey man,
Gear said
I've been doing this a long time, man. All I know is, the sun will be up in about 6 hours.
Yeah, right. November 6th. Yeah.
Tennessee actually voted where they're not doing daylight savings anymore,
Yeah, I wish Kentucky would, but
and they passed it like right at the end of last year, but it wasn't passed.
Should. I mean, there's no need for it.
It
We
wasn't
all
passed
have
soon enough.
clocks. We can tell time. There's no need for it. Now I'm a carpenter. I grew up and always got up 5:30, 4:30 in the morning. I got to be at work at 7 a.m. no matter what time. Daylight savings always screwed with that, which I understand. But
And-
it was
and it's
be
like you
easy
got
enough to say, "Hey, it's time to come to work at 8, or it's
You got
time to come
jet
to
lag.
work at 6."
You end up with like jet lag for like 2 weeks.
Well, ours starts this week. We get the darkness into the morning again and the light more into the night. But yeah, it starts on Sunday for us. And I have to adjust all my times for who's live
So
when.
yours is springing forward, right?
Yeah.
It's fall back, spring forward.
Yeah, but he's springing forward because he's
Yeah,
going into
he's
spring.
spring forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Springing
guys, I'm
forward.
gonna have to duck out of here. It's been a really long day for me, and it's starting to catch up with me. So,
Yeah, me too.
Glad
but
to
I
see you.
appreciate you letting me come up, Chris, and it's good to see everybody on the panel.
Man.
Yeah,
Hey, good to see you, Barry.
Yeah.
You have a good one, Barry. You sleep well.
yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Chris,
Yeah,
you've done caused me to start eating. All right.
I didn't say I was leaving. I'm just saying it's been a long day for me too.
Hey, it's okay if you want to get off, but this is your fault. This is why I wind up staying up now all night long, and I won't go to. I'll be up all night now. I'll go to sleep sometime. Well, tonight.
This morning. What are you talking about tonight?
Tonight. On Tuesday night. Thank you. But I have got some beautiful bread covered in some garlic butter stuff, and I'm going to enjoy it now.
Oh man, that's what I'm cooking tomorrow, right? I know that.
Ooh, and you know, I've got honey buns too. I can put a honey bun on after this. This might be a carb-rich experience for me. It might be.
You're gonna make Sheena blow up.
I'm blaming you.
Ain't blaming
What
me.
time is it for you, Jonesy?
6:21 p.m. Tuesday night.
Oh,
It's dark.
In here.
Cubert's
Q,
back.
Poppy. Q's supposed to be in bed asleep.
Who? Not me.
All of us but you, yeah.
I got to do a radio show later. I got to get that into the Dropbox for a guy. But
Awesome.
I seen you guys were here, and I thought, oh, well, come on and say hi. Good to see you.
I'll have to kick my
So
dog
you're
out of my bed to go to sleep.
We might be getting a dog tomorrow if everything pans out, or if not tomorrow, it'll be in the next few days.
Awesome.
So you getting a puppy or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Something about 8 weeks. Yeah, eight or 9
Isn't that
weeks old.
perfect?
Well, the daughter's been killing us for a dog. I need a dog.
Thank you for watching, Sheena.
See you, Sheena. You made my day today.
Well, are you any closer to petting
You're talking
Patty
about
Pan?
a cake top or other one?
No,
my
you always,
good.
it's always good to see Sheena. She's always a smiling face. She's always positive, always happy. Yeah,
Except for, this isn't going to work.
but I did miss most of the live, but yeah.
Well, I'm happy you jumped in there when you did. I mean, I know how it is when you're out there in the boonies and all of a sudden you get a reception. It's like, grab it.
Yeah. And everyone's walking along, right? There's about 8 guys. Everyone's move out. And then all of a sudden they go, everyone's going bing, 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 bing. Everyone's getting their messages. And everyone looks at each other because you're not supposed to play with your phones. And I'm just checking the messages. I said, yeah, okay, I'll check my messages, and I'll jump straight on. And
well, when I went camping at Dry Creek up here at Lake Cushman, I did that camp out. 0 reception. But every once in a while, all of a sudden the phone would just go nuts. And it's like, you don't want to touch it because if you move it, you're going to lose your signal. That's exactly what happened. You go to check all these notifications I was getting for the 9 days I was out there, and it's like, oh yeah, I can't connect to nothing.
I wish I had a trail cam on these lights. Yep.
Are you gonna train that puppy to keep the Patty Millens away?
Well, probably not
or
in
is
the
that the
first.
golden goose?
Yeah, I think I gotta film some more before I just see where it goes with the Paddy Mellon videos. I can put a fence
do.
across. I can fence like a third of the yard for the dog close to the house, and the rest of the yard can be left free if they get in other than coming through the front. So they do jump a few
Those
fences.
those things
and they
are
do-
cool.
Yeah, they're pretty. There's a lot running around now with big fat bellies with a Joey in the pouch. So every time I see one like that, I always throw a slice of bread, and they pick it up. like
Talking
king.
about ourselves now, are we?
No, we got a few bandicoots as well. I don't know if you know what bandicoots are.
Yeah.
No.
I do.
Yeah, they're like a sort of a large rabbit rat, or I don't know. They're like,
No.
I don't know.
No
they're just-
marsupial or
yeah. And they're in here as well. So we're seeing two of them the other night. So yeah, I might have fun with the wildlife. I'll try to. Or maybe I got to put cameras further up the yard. When it's just on like right about now, or it's even going to be better because next week it'll be right on about 7:30 at night. I can sort of set them up, let them run to about 9, and see what I caught instead of leaving them out all night. And I'll give that a
Forever.
run for a couple of nights and see what I catch.
Did she swap teams?
Ooh, there's a mosquito.
I don't know. I could be up here lying. I'm not eating anything. And if I did, I'll run 10 miles tomorrow and take care of this little carb overload, if there were one.
I put in 30,000 steps today and 20 miles on my bike. Just to compensate for the beer I drank last night.
Well, I walked more today than I've walked in about 6 years.
Well,
And
keep up, Jonesy.
well, I'm
We
gonna
know
have to
you need to.
Oh man, the doctor's orders is the boss said you're going to do more. The bloke said the boss is in charge of me. He says you're going to do a lot of walking with this crew today, and I said okay. And they said, "What? I'm just their paperwork guy, right? I'm the one making sure they do everything the way they're supposed to do it. And I'm like the third wheel. They don't like you being there because you're the guy who can get them in trouble if they do something wrong, or they try to be real nice to you, but you're not really one of the boys, if you know what I mean.
All right.
So it's a funny. I don't know how long I'm going to do this job. Money's all right at the moment, but
Do it as long as it pays you.
yeah. Well, there's jobs everywhere down here. That's the thing. Other people now meet you and they say, "Come and work for me. Oh, come and work for me. You can do this." And I haven't been in a real job for a long time, so it's it's sort of sad. But anyway, at least I'm moving my body around. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. I mean, we all need to make ourselves adjust to our lifestyles. We also need to be able to survive to live longer. So I mean, for me, when I retired, I started gaining weight like a mother.
Same here. Yep.
I mean, I wasn't busting my ass 8 hours a day, carrying the extra 20 pounds all day long, hiking and walking 20 miles a day, because that's what I did for my job. And when I retired, I put on pounds. I racked them on and just started fattening up. And I was like, no, I decided, no, I'm hit this point and I'm dropping. I'm slowly dropping. Don't get me wrong, because I still have a lazy lifestyle, but I get out, I walk, I ride.
Yeah.
But I am slowly dropping that weight back off. I'm right now. I could strap on, my 35-pound load out for 5 days, on my back and be gone for 5 days and be walking the whole time. It wouldn't bother me a bit.
Yeah, mate, that's great. Yeah, no, I'm going to. That's like I've been in a job where I've like what I'm doing right now, sitting on my ass, talking into a microphone, and yeah, the hardest part was parking your car and walking into the studio. You know, like
You know, I
yeah,
understand that.
and even that I've retired. When I retired, when I moved down here, I retired. That was the plan, and then I want to get some landscaping and a few other jobs done. So instead of eating into the capital, I said I can still work, so I'll go out and find something. And yeah, so that's basically. And then the wife's gone, "How heavy are you?" And I've jumped on the scales and gone, "Holy moly!"
Yeah, that
I've put on
260 pounds is a little too much.
I put on a heap, and then she's gone, "You're going to have to start walking down the beach with me every day." And we don't even we live on the beach is just down around the corner.
Right.
And I come home from work like today, and then she said, "Take me down here and do this, do this." So we just ducked out and do a few things, and then I've come home and she's cooked dinner, and then I've just come out here with you. So yeah, there's no like schedule where you get up early and go for a walk or do your exercises or
Yeah, I
I
don't
used to be
have
like
to
that
do
a long time ago.
anything. I just require myself to do it.
Yeah, well, mate, keep your body healthy. That's the goal in life.
Well,
Healthy.
I'd rather be healthy than on drugs or in a hospital.
Oh, mate.
And that's the
Without-
way I look at it. You know, my wife would rather look to the drugs in the hospital. I'd rather look to what can I do? And that's what I've decided with my life. Hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do. I make sure I put in, you know, miles a day on my feet, miles a day on my bike.
I'm hearing you.
You know? I do film everything, but I do not share everything.
Oh, mate.
And my camera's always with me anymore. So ever since I started YouTube, the camera's been with me. I just don't. No, I'm not going to share it.
I actually filmed myself driving out onto the road and then driving back through the forest, through the wilderness, like on the highway. There's a highway that runs right through it. So even that looked awesome. But I think I put my camera into one of those into a stand, and I think it shaked around. I have to check that out. But if it did work, I'll share it. But if it didn't work, I'll go back with a better camera and a better setup and film it because, geez, it looked awesome with all the big ferns and the big, massive trees hanging over, and everything was just green and wet. And they've actually gone through there to cut the edges of the road away, like the branches and trees meters either side, to let sunlight onto the road so it doesn't ice up. So
I did a film I wished I wouldn't have shared last year. I was down on one of the Oregon beaches in a huge high tide rainstorm. And I'm out there in rain gear, rubber boots. And it was one of those things where I got back and I was like, oh, this is decent footage. And I thought about it later on. And I was like, I should have never posted that.
Why? Because it wasn't good enough.
See you
Because
later,
it wasn't something that I really wanted to post.
Right?
I just posted it because putting out content. And that
Yep.
was YouTube saying I should put out content, not me.
I
I mean,
do
it
wish
wasn't a bad video. Don't get me wrong. It was not a bad video. It's a really kind of a cool video overall, but it was something that I probably shouldn't have shared. It was
Yeah.
filming in the first place. I should have been out there just doing it for me without the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I've said for the last probably 25 years is, you watch your every time you look at them, they got a phone in their hand. You go to a
Yeah.
restaurant and you see a younger couple sitting across from each other, and they're on a date, second or third date, and they're not even interacting. They're
Looking at their phones. That's it.
Yeah.
and I find that disgusting.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
on
the
the-
way I thought about it later on. Is like, no, I should have never even took the camera with me. I should have done this just for me.
But the way I look at it
I mean,
now,
the footage isn't bad. The whole thing isn't bad, but when I keep thinking back on it, every time it always comes back to the same thing. I should have never even brought the camera. I should have been right there on the edge of that rock, my face in the waves, enjoying this for myself, not worrying about the footage.
I like to. At this stage in my life, I've been to so many wonderful places, and just done what I had to do when I was there, and never filmed anything. And you tell people about them stories, you just wish you could show them. And like I was hosting a band night, and this band got on stage one night, and they're doing their thing, and they're 2/3 of the way through their set, and then I heard on the PA, "Where's Jonesy? Can Jonesy please come to the stage?" And I thought, "Oh shit, something's up. What's going on?" So because I was there doing all the announcing, and I get there, and then the guy just throws a microphone in my hand, and then I'm on stage, and then the band starts playing the song, and then the singer says, "You're up," and he walks off the stage, and I thought, what the heck? They want me to sing, because this was this was the favorite song that I kept playing on the radio for these guys. And so I sang this whole song. I was sort of a bit nervous, and I was a bit, and everyone said, "Oh, that was awesome. That was great. Best. You sounded fabulous." All this sort of stuff. And I go, "Oh, that's great. Did anyone film it?" And one guy had about 18 seconds. One guy said, I filmed it. And I said, "Beauty." I said, "Send it to me." And he sent me 18 seconds. And I thought, oh man, that was one day. That was a few years.
I got stories up the ass. But since I started YouTube, I don't have many. Because my stories are there on film now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough in one aspect and kind of good in another, because I'm able to share these stories now with my family, my friends, and my connections. But I did so many things without a camera. So many things that most people don't even fathom or understand.
Man, our whole life was growing up without cameras.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you want to see this fish I caught? No, you can't see this fish I caught, but I still see it,
Oh yeah, man.
But now, now with filming everything we do, and like I said, I film everything. I don't share everything. I go out and about every day.
How did you teach?
With my lifestyle, it's easy. I can do something different every day. I know tomorrow I'm going to take the camera with me. I'm going to go hike to the beach in the super thick fog that we got right now. But I don't know if the footage will be anything worth posting.
You should have seen the clouds. The clouds were lower than the mountain today. Like the cloud, we were above the clouds at one stage. It was absolutely.
There's nothing better than that, Jonesy.
Oh,
getting up there on the hill and being above the cloud line and seeing the clouds flow in through the valleys and stuff like that. There's nothing better than that.
You're looking down on top of them, and you just go, "Wow, how?" And I'm saying to the guy, "How cool is this?" And they're going, "Yeah." They're all these guys were saying, I'd love to see the look on these people's faces when they're hiking through this wilderness and they come across a steel pole with a big floodlight, like solar power. Like either it's going to light up the night for somebody, or the animals are going to be hopping around and go, "What's going on here?" But
Well,
yeah,
the
they
wife
probably,
was asking me the other night because I go out to the beach to go crabbing in the middle of the night, you know. And she's like, "Well, how do you find your way back?" And I was like, "Well, I go up to the dunes and I wait till I can see these 3 markers that are the trail to this campground." Which you can barely see in the fog and everything else, you know. So you got to be right up on the edge of the dunes, which is hard hiking because it's deep sand. But it's like, you know, I know where I'm going. I've always been pretty good at tracking without a compass. I got a good friend of mine, Stokermatic. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's a military guy here in the U.S. and he does a lot of navigation stuff. And he hates it when I rip him on it because, like, I can travel great distances without a compass. And he's like, "Well, how do you do that?" It's land navigation.
yeah,
A compass is great. I don't always carry one, but I have one. And if I'm going on a trip in a new area I don't understand, I carry a compass. But here on the beach, it's east or west. You want to go west, it's water. You want to go east, it's sand. You know, so I hug the bank on the east side and I find my way home.
So I agree with Charlotte on that. I don't film 10% of my life. I'm too busy to worry about it.
Yeah, it can get to be like life, and
You either experience it or film it.
Well,
Well,
you can't do both. That's the shitty part.
Yeah,
You
it's-
can
And see, that's part of my
experience it through your film, but you can't experience it at the moment if you're worried about filming.
Well, see,
that's the
when I
thing.
was
You
talking.
got to. Yeah, sorry, mate. Way you go.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's what you got to do. You got to think when you got to think you're a filmmaker. So you're going to live your life, and then you're going to go, okay, I'm going to make a film, and it's going to be about the subject, and then how can I make that subject look good? That's your project. You do it. You come back, and then you don't want to be filming. This is me going and having dinner. You don't want to be filming. This is me driving down the street. You don't want to be filming. This is me. Whatever, but like people do, but yeah, you just got to sort of pick that subject and try to be creative enough to be the next Spielberg or somebody. To the best of your ability.
That's part of the reason I had an issue about what I was talking about earlier. You know, people sitting across the table from each other staring at their phones. I mean, you either live in the moment or take pictures of the moment and miss the
No,
moment.
yeah,
if you're in a restaurant, you put your phones away. That's just courtesy.
it's
Well,
like life in third person.
My kids will not do it. My wife will not do it if we're at a restaurant, which does not happen very often because I don't like other people cooking my food. But I'm not acceptable to that. No, we're sitting here at a table together. We are not the internet. We are not the Facebook. We're not Instagram. You know, we're sitting here together. This is what we're gonna do.
I guess a lot of mine came from back when I was in my early 20s. I spent a lot of money on, a high dollar 35 millimeter camera and all these different lenses. And, I did all the things back then in
I still
35
do.
millimeter.
I had a dark room. I used to
I
process.
still have my old cameras.
Same here. I still got them
That's
too.
one of my cameras I filmed the sunset on the other day. I cannot no longer access the video off the camera because it's so old.
Well, I got a
So
Pentax.
I gotta put a new camera in my budget.
I've got two Pentax 6.7s, which your negatives come out 6x7. Like your negatives come out like it's sort of like half
Oh,
your hand, and that's what you use for blowing up billboards and things like that.
that's
Yeah, so-
awesome, Lindsay.
Well, I used to be right into that. I used to work at racetracks and take pictures of the racehorses at the finish line, and then do the parties, do the presentation photos, and I've done all that in the past. And then we used to, when I went to a photography school, and then they showed you how to set up your dark room. So then I made a dark room at home and bought myself a little processor and learned how to become that picture guy. And people used to bring their negatives to me, and I used to, what do you want, a 10x8, or you want a 6x4, or do you want, and I was blowing up. Actually,
Yeah.
I got a picture over here. I should. Oh,
He's in a real tent.
I got a picture over here. Let me just leave my chair, and I'll stand back and show you in a sec what I did at the
Alright.
football one day.
Yeah, a couple of things about that. We're talking about the phones and living that phone life.
Yeah.
There's one thing that just it floored me, and I find it hard to believe, but it's true. And then there's another thing, right? I heard about this restaurant, which is pretty cool, and they will give you a 10% discount on the whole bill if everybody puts their phones in a basket and they don't touch them. So
I understand why.
yeah, they're encouraging that.
I know exactly why.
That's awesome.
Because when all this stuff started to hit the fan, 25 years ago or whatever, I was reading a couple articles about how they were talking about restaurant sales and waitresses' tips and all that were majorly declining because it was taking people so much longer to eat a meal. Because they got to look at the menu, then they got to take a picture of the menu, then they order their food. Now they got to take a picture of their food. They got to post that on Instagram or whatever the case may be, Facebook, blah blah blah. So they're taking
it's cool.
they're taking minutes longer to use the same table. So I mean, through the course of a night, they couldn't.
That adds up for sure.
They couldn't shuffle as many tables through, so they were losing business.
Here's a photo I took at the football a long time ago, and I blew it up. It's but I'll just show you how good this camera was. Where the ball is. Got a sponsor.
Got a glare there, Jonesy.
That's these guys. They bounce the ball. These guys jump up to tap it. The ball's there. This stupid camera doesn't show it clear enough.
Yeah, I mean it's not coming out.
But let me show you how big I blew this picture up.
Blow them up.
Hey, Kate.
Blow them up so they can see it.
I got all the gardening people.
Oh, damn.
First one. Dang, boy. That's nice, John D.
Wow.
That's good camera work.
My wife got a shot of the sunset on her iPhone the other night, and I didn't get anything even comparable to what she got, which is crazy because I have a Google Pixel 5. That's what my phone is, and it's supposed to be some of the best photography you can get. That's why I got it. And my shots weren't even close.
Oh, we in trouble now. You stayed up long enough for the damn Cajuns or the dang Cajuns to wake up. Mighty.
Yeah,
Now-
Sheena,
Tony, you was wanting to know about Boudin.
Yeah.
You might be finding out about Boudin here in a minute.
it was framed, Sheena. That was in a frame that I printed off maybe 10 of them, and I
Got enough
sold.
wall space in there, Jonesy. Why isn't it just mounted?
Well, like I said, it was mounted, but not in this house. In my last house, and when I moved, I didn't bring the frame. I sold a lot of stuff on, and I printed about 10 of those. And the actual sporting teams that played that game both bought 2 copies off me. So, and they put them in their private clubs. They thought it was. I sent them a small shot about this big. And then I said, I've got one here now. And then I showed him a picture of me hanging onto the frame. They're $600 each. Would you be interested in purchasing one for your club? And they both bought 2 each. Yeah, so I
You
was really
sell them
happy.
at a good price. I mean, photos aren't cheap.
No, I printed them. I used to buy the paper, right? I used to buy the paper like that in rolls, and when I'm in the darkroom, I stick it out underneath the enlarger. I put
Right.
my negative in the enlarger, and up I'd go. And the big square, you cut the top and you cut the bottom off like you think you would,
Right.
and you get the angles right, and then you're happy with it, and then you burn the image, basically run it through the machine in the chemicals and hang it up to dry, and then bingo bongo, you got yourself a pretty picture. It wasn't that hard once you were taught how to do it.
I've sold a few. I wish I never would have.
Oh man, I used to sell them all the time. That was another part of my life. I used to do photography. I hated weddings and I hated debuts. You know, when you go to the
Weddings I don't want to talk about.
man, I hated them because and then you put them up, and then like these days it's easy because you just click a button and they come out through the machine.
Right.
Like when I was doing it, you had to physically do every single one, and then
I had a friend that would do all the after work. I was the one that had to go out and take the shots. I had a buddy, 50%. He would do the other work, and I'd sell the photos. I wish I'd have never sold them. I do. I wish I'd have kept them, but I didn't, because when we were doing it, we had to sell the negatives with the photo.
I know. Well, that's sometimes you get deals like that, but they pay you X amount and they claim the negatives as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
But
should have done it.
Well, my youngest daughter is moving house. She's going up to Brisbane, and in her house, she's got 2 massive frame photos that I've done. And then she rang me up and she says, I'm not going to take them with me because after Brisbane, they're going to go to either Canada or America. So she says, I won't be taking them. Do you want the photos back or do you want me to sell them? And I said, no, I want them back.
Yeah, I want them back.
Okay.
I will sell them.
No. What I'll do now, I will frame them 2 into this room here.
Awesome.
So I've got but it's a 2,000 kilometer drive. And
Yeah, some of the shots I took up the top of the Olympics when I was up at some of the tops of the mountains, and I took some shots across the tops of the Olympics. I sold the negatives, and I should have never done that.
No, I had every race. I used to work at the races, and I had every race finish. Not the actual photo finish, but the presentation shots, like the shots when the owners and the trainers want to buy a photo of the horse.
Awesome.
So I did that for a number of years. and I had all the negatives for every race meeting for over a decade. And
So
when
these are the kangaroo races, right?
yes, you wish. Right. So I did do the camel races once, but that's another story. But I said to the racing authority, I said, okay, you got a one chance deal. I'm moving. I'm out of the business. I'm selling the business to someone else, but the negatives are mine. I will keep them forever. But if you want to purchase them, here's the price, and
Right.
you will own them for years, for millennium, for as long as you. And like this is history. There was international races. There was all sorts of stuff that I had all the negatives, and they come to the party there too. Like I said to the guy buying the business, you can buy it for this amount with no negatives, or you can buy it for this amount with the negatives. And he said, no, I don't want the negatives. Okay. So in the
I
end,
was just stupid back then, though.
I saw, there was big money in it. It was fun. Like
I didn't make big money. I was just stupid back then. It's like, oh, you're going to pay me for this photo? Come on.
man, people with the racehorses used to say, I own a sports team, like a soccer team. Do you know the Wollongong Wolves? And I said, yeah, of course I do. And he said, I'd like you to come and take a few shots at a few of the games for us so we can hang some stuff in the club. So they were paying me to drive to their ground, take all these photos, and then left it up to my judgment on what I thought looked good. And then he said, here's the money. You've framed me up like 10 big photos, and happy days, bring it. I'll see you at the club whenever. So I delivered them, and man, they fell over themselves with how clear they were, because instead of using a 45 mil, I was using the 6.7 Pentax and getting panoramic, crystal clear.
Yeah, a good shot is a good shot.
Oh man, you can see people's faces in the crowd. You could actually see.
I cannot get a good shot on my GoPro. But
Right.
even my old Canon that I have, when I take pictures with it, which sometimes I use them as thumbnails, not very often, but wow, the clarity. I mean, my GoPro will shoot in 4K without an issue.
Yeah.
But the clarity of my older camera is just way beyond it. The shot I can get.
Yeah. Well, technology today's caught up. Like technology today is amazing. From all the work I had to do, now someone's just got to point and click. All the talent
With their phone. They don't even have to do anything fancy. I got an awesome phone for taking pictures,
Yeah.
Like I said, I did a sunset video. It just came out, and my wife took a photo during that, and what I got on video was nothing in comparison to what she got on her iPhone.
Yeah, right.
Just a picture.
Well, my eldest daughter, who's in her mid-30s now, she said to me, Dad, if you don't do it, I'm going to do a documentary on your life. You've done so many crazy things that people would only think of doing, and you've just walked into one job and walked into another job, and now you're on radio. Like, how did you get there? Like, who opened that door for you? All that sort of. She was amazed. Like, I said, you just got to put your hand up and do it. Someone opens the door, you've got to go through that door with both hands and grab it.
Now, my son has been bugging me to do an audio biography. And it's like, you couldn't even do it. I mean,
my mother's too old to remember things now. Like, my mother is losing the plot mentally, and in a nice way. Like,
I remember my life from the time I was 2 years old.
Yeah,
I remember my life from that. I mean, the first memory I have is of a tornado in Kansas over my mom's shoulder going to a shelter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my earliest memories that I can bring out.
I'm a big fat fish, Charlotte. I ain't no big fish, but I've done so many things.
Exactly.
It's and it is like I said, I've said this plenty of times to plenty of people. When my father died, the last thing he said to me, on the very last words he ever said, was, "If someone offers you an opportunity, grab it." He said, it could go to crap, or it could be good. It could be great. They're never going to offer you that. If you say no, that's an opportunity missed. So I've
Yeah,
always been like,
exactly. It's an experience that you should grab.
that's it.
They're good or bad.
And that's why I'm doing this stupid job I'm with now. Like, who would have thought I'd be walking over a wilderness trail, looking at guys putting special lighting in some stupid poles in the middle of nowhere, and they're paying me to do it. Like, and I've got to tick and flick, sign the iPad, blah blah blah. You know, these are the rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yep. And what are you doing? Yeah, I'm coming with you. That's what they're paying me to do. So,
Well, you know, do you think about it? You built your life to do it. And if you can enjoy going and doing it, that's a bonus.
oh yeah, but yeah, well that's it. Like, who would have? Like, I was at one FM station and they said, we're changing our format because the licenses are so dear. They said, we're changing our format to the 60s. Like, we're going to play 60s and backwards, like 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s.
Hey, that's my music right there.
That's not me. So I went, oh, you kidding me? And they said, then they're saying there's some fabulous 60s music, which there is, but I'm all for promoting new up and coming bands, and it threw me a bit. And then as soon as I'm sort of a bit down on it, I get a phone call, and a person from another radio station says, we're advertising for a new DJ. We would really like you to apply. And I said, if I apply, does that mean I've got it? And they said, no, but we really want you to apply. And then they couldn't tell me that they weren't allowed officially to.
Right. I couldn't say it's your job if you apply for it.
Yeah, but I got it. And then I went to this country radio stations, which I never liked. Country. I like Johnny Cash, and I like
Real country.
yeah, and just good quality music. And then I brought to the table this like left, you know how country's gone pop, you know, that sort of country pop.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, I found some rock and some country pop that wasn't country, and I put it in the mix, and they weren't too keen on the idea. But then the advertisers and the people kept ringing the station, and we kept growing and growing and growing, and they said, we don't like what you're doing, but keep doing it, but just be careful on the songs that you pick, you know, like. And I had a great time at this place, and I changed. My show was the biggest in that station, well, one of the bigger ones in the station, and we had to employ someone to answer the phones constantly, because it was just you'd hang up the phone, and it'd be ringing, hello, and then they'd leave the phone off the hook to get and then they'd hang it up again, and then it'd be ringing again, and they go, oh man.
That's what you want. So I mean,
that was great. It was a really fun time, because you met a whole heap of people. You had heaps of supporters. People wanted to buy the music. People wanted to go to the gigs. It was just great times. Yeah.
I mean, you're on a small island. How many gigs are there?
No. Yeah, there's plenty down here. it's not the same, but like where I used to live, I could drive an hour and a half into Sydney. I could drive an hour up into Newcastle, two really big music areas, and the area I was in was a small
Right.
music. But I had that much to pick from to go and see. I ended up having a club owner ring me up and say, "Can you get me this person to play here?" And I said, "I sure can." And he said, "How can you do that?" And I said, "Well, how much do you pay? And what dates do you want? And I'll get them for you." And then I used to just ring the
Right.
artist. Yeah, I'd ring the artist up and say, "Hey, mate, are you available on this date? I've got a gig for you at this venue." And he said, "Yep, sign me up." I'd ring him back and say, "Yeah, mate, he's available." Lock him in. And then I'd get 15% because I was the middleman. And then I'd become a band promoter and a gig promoter. So then I was like an agent for this one venue, and that grew into another venue. And
That's
that
awesome, Jonesy. I
I mean,
mean, you're working it.
yeah. Well, you're well, if you're in the industry, because people love you, because musos love you, because if they think you like them, you'll play their music on the radio, you'll book them gigs. It was just a win-win for me.
Right.
Well, yeah, I've left all that behind to come down here, so I'm that was going to be my little retirement plan.
But you're still doing okay, right?
Oh, mate, we're going great. It's not more than half glass full, mate. It's nearly overflowing. The glass.
That's awesome. I mean,
So-
that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think I could handle that. I'm a whole different lifestyle myself, but I think that's absolutely grand that you're able to just keep on going even though you want to be retired.
Well, and the reason I'm doing this now is because I want landscaping work done, and the guy won't come yet. So he gave me a quote. He says it'll be done before Christmas. So I haven't signed any paperwork. So if I can find somebody else to do it, I'll, he's
Not it.
he's a typical contractor, but he's like, yeah, that'll be this price, and we'll get there before Christmas. I go, okay, mate. No, I had other people turn up and say, no, I don't want a bar of it because it's sort of steep, and it's not an easy job. It's a bit difficult, but I don't want to do it myself. I'd rather just earn the money, pay them.
Right. No, I think it's cool that you're doing what you're doing. I mean, most people don't even think about that as a lifestyle. No, I don't. I mean, you look at what I do for a living, and I don't do anything. I'm retired, and I made sure I'm retired. I mean, I get phone calls all the time. People want me to do work for them, and it's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care what your number is. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes though, because I do enjoy making and building. 35 years as a carpenter, I did it because I loved it, but my body can't handle it anymore.
Well, I want a new front door down the front of you, mate. If you can jump on a plane and get over here.
Hey, if you pay for the shipping, I'll be there.
Give me some pictures of your handiwork, mate. Yeah. No, I've got a muso mate in New South Wales. He said the same thing. He said, mate, tell me what you want. I'll tell you when I'm free, and I'll come down and have a holiday and do some work for you.
Yeah.
Sure. I said, sure thing, man. I got 2 spare bedrooms. Bring your family. Have a holiday.
My problem is my wife wouldn't like the idea of me doing a one-way trip.
Yeah. Keep saying that. And you'd find trails here that you'd be amazed. Let me tell you.
And I'd never stop.
Yeah.
My wife wants to take a cruise, and I'm like, I'm just gonna jump off the ship and not come back. Doesn't matter where we're going.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's always I always like to be positive. I tell you, like everybody in this sort of community, I haven't met too many people that are negative or down. There's always someone flat, but not down. But
Well, I understand flat. I mean, flat has to come with your industry, where they're just floating along,
yeah,
But the minute you run into somebody that's not like you, boom, pops them right up. Let's go.
well, well, sort of straight. Hey, here's a good story. I went to I went to this hypnotist. My wife went to the hypnotist to give up smoking, and she said, "You should go to the hypnotist to lose weight." And I said, "Okay, how's that work?" She said, "I don't know, but I've got a 2-for-1 deal, so you're going with me." And she gave up smoking just like that, just bang, come home. She put
Oh
that
man, that'd be
first,
nice.
she put that, she put that first smoke in her mouth and spat it out like she was tasting God knows what, and could not handle it. And it was, it's disgusting. And it was just a whole mindset change. And like that, she gave him up. But for me, it was completely different. He told me to stop eating this, and I see what he did. He put you under, and then he films the whole lot, and then he gives you a YouTube private video of the whole thing. So it shows you what he actually said to you. It's quite interesting. But what he said to me too is you got to stop letting people bring you down. Is there somebody in your life? He said, is there somebody in your life that's sort of slowing you down and making you run around in a big circle to get by the negativity? He said all this stuff, and I'm saying, I can see him. I can see him. And there's 2 of them. And straight away, like I don't even remember saying it, but I watched the video. And the funny thing was as soon as I seen this guy, I punched him in the he said, "What are you doing?" I walked up to him and went, "Smack." And he said, "What's that for?" I said, "Now I feel better." "What's that for?" I said, "You just start behaving yourself, And I was really funny on him. And he's going, "What's going on with you?" And I said, just play nice now. Stop being a ball and chain, stop dragging me down." And I was laying into this guy. And I'll tell you what, I felt fabulous after doing it. And I wouldn't have, that was subconsciously, like that was in my mind. I had to do that. And I didn't even know, I knew I was doing it, but I didn't know why. I knew why. I knew it was something to do with the hypnotist. And this one person was sort of holding me back, dragging me down. Yeah, like causing me to
Not your fix.
well, cover his tracks. You know what I mean? Like I always had to find a reason to make sure everyone else wasn't bagging him out for whatever reason. And I had to just do, I was like the peacemaker. And this time I basically said, no more. It's done. There's no more peacemaking, but I actually physically punched him and he couldn't work out what that was about. And when I watched the YouTube video, I'm telling him the names. This so-and-so, and then, and this guy, he's really dragging me down. And then both of them guys basically both of them guys disappeared out of my journey. Like they were always sort of clinging to you, always going with you, hanging. Oh, there's a kangaroo right now.
I had a couple of friends in my life that my life improved when we're moving them from the friends.
Yeah. Well,
hated
I didn't.
Hated to do it, and it was not an easy break. But my life improved
Yeah. Well,
exponentially afterwards.
I
Like
didn't.
a shadow off to the left.
They're out there. I just got to get the light on. If I walk out there, they'll run away. Hang on, let me yell at my wife.
Is that,
Well,
Hey,
always like you yell at the wife. Some
Those
of us
boys-
can't do that.
Did you hear the police?
up there in the like middle left hand side.
He's there. Yeah, on the left. Yep. She's not listening to me. Let me.
Wife or the critter?
I'll go put the light on, and then we'll see what happens. I'll be back. I'll leave the camera.
Me and Aquarius, we've been telling him that they're like rabbit deer.
I don't know, man. I want to try kangaroo because I think they might taste better.
See if I can get him to stand up. When I usually go, see how he stops and has a look. There we go. Oh, stand up.
Cool.
Yeah, I got him trained. Just don't run away. Oh, there he goes.
Where's your?
You shouldn't have said run away. He was gone.
That one's got one in the pouch too.
If Jonesy had his bread,
All
Good
right,
point.
all right, let me
You
get
gonna
some bread.
you're
I'll
gonna
see
have
if I
to
can
keep a loaf of bread out there in your studio.
I'm gonna have to. Let me move
Yeah,
this.
we
I can't lift that desk. Yeah, I thought I could. I'm getting weak. My old age.
Hey, don't talk to me about old age, young punk.
All right, I'll go get some bread, and I'll see if I can bring him near the corner of that brick.
Don't scare him off. Don't scare him off, but make sure you pet him. All right, I need you to pet one of them.
I want to see him wrestle. Come on.
Pat nothing. I want to see him skin it and barbecue that sucker.
How does it taste? I won't argue with that. How does it taste?
Me and Sheena have been aggravating him for weeks about that. Like, come on, man, just send us one. We'll cook it up. There's
Oh,
his
yeah.
bread.
You know we'll cook it up.
Down there in the south.
I watch a lot of
we'll smoke them.
those guys down there in Australia, and they eat a lot of kangaroo. And it looks like really good to me.
Let's see what happens. He took off when I walked out. I'll see the bread. If that one doesn't come back, another one will come around from the side.
Cajun Hydroponics. How you doing? Sipping coffee now. Oh my God! It's like 4 o'clock in the morning for you guys over there.
But yeah, it's an awful lot like 4 o'clock in the morning.
He just jumped down off the back wall there.
I gave up.
He's coming across. Here he comes.
See, I got this. Go on this. Oh, get it. Get that bread. Get that bread. Kangaroo.
Like a giant rat.
What it's like. Exactly what it's like, really.
See, he's going to get it tame enough to where he can pet one of those for me.
Well, that's the plan.
Throw them on the barbecue and let's see what they are like toasted. You know.
Nah, make me $1 million on YouTube. Become a friend.
Lord. If he was to dress
$1
out,
million on YouTube, or who are we fooling here?
if he dresses out and barbecues one of them, he might as well just,
I
say
think you get more views on the barbecue
YouTube will run him off.
Yeah. See that stupid 2 shorts I put up today. One was of a big like fern tree, and I'm just standing there, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do a quick shot here while the guys are just talking, and I just filmed it and moved about a bit. It's got about 800 views. Absolutely, it's garbage. And then I filmed that stupid steel replica of the Tasmanian tiger. And this, I'm not sure what that's at, but I think I
Yeah,
thought
I
that'd
haven't
be
watched
more.
him yet. I got on just about the time I seen Sheena, and then this happened.
Does take your time up, doesn't it? Doing a live. You're coming up to 3 hours too, Chris. I'm seeing.
Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna have to subscribe or something.
Subscribe. What you talking about?
I'm gonna have to start paying for StreamYard or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to.
Or
Actually-
I'm gonna have to start just streaming straight through YouTube.
How do you tell how much how many hours you got left on your StreamYard?
I don't know. I haven't went in there and looked at all that, but
Yeah,
I know you only
my
get 20
account.
hours a month.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it resets.
Account settings. No, that's not it.
Well, you guys keep pushing me. I might have to start doing lives and
Now,
doing the
if you,
StreamYard thing myself.
look, as you see this one coming over, right? If you can notice the white under the stomach, that's the pouch. That's chock-a-block full.
Yeah, but you don't have your bow out and ready, so it's kind of meaningless.
So you've got to,
I'm telling you, the day he kills one of them and cooks it, everybody on YouTube will come out with pitchforks and torches.
he's
That
coming
thing's
back, right?
too cute.
So he's not
That's
too
it.
sure.
They gotta be edible, though. Come on.
Oh, they're edible. Yeah.
Here he comes. Here's a girl. But here she comes. Come on, sweetheart. Away you come.
But yeah, that's Jonesy's golden goose right there.
See,
Something
someone
spooky.
else scared it. Yeah. Look, could be another one coming up the steps.
I'm gonna get one of them. I'm gonna get one here.
$10 a month isn't too bad, Sheena. I
StreamYard. Yeah, that's about
have
35
no
for
problem
us.
forking out $10 a month.
I'll get her to come back via.
$10 a month for StreamYard, a discount code.
Yeah,
Oh, there it goes.
no,
I know
I
you-
just drop one of my game fucking things that I'm not playing anymore and pay for that.
Yeah, I've dropped several of them here lately just because I ain't using them.
Well, discount code from Tasha. Excellent.
Well, it's a discount, so you get $10 a month for StreamYard instead of 20.
Is it 20 a month?
So it's in American dollars here. So I pay double. So whatever it says over
Oh,
there.
good thing you're not Al and he has to pay, quadruple.
I want to start doing some lives with StreamYard and having people up. That'll be a lot of fun.
It will be, mate. You've got
But,
such a nice accent. I'd love to
Yeah.
see you doing the live.
Kubert would like you to be up on live.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I think
gonna-
tonight or this morning, whatever you want to call it, I think it's the first time she's actually caught us live.
Well, I'm going to try to go live my time, 4 a.m. on what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so it'll be
Oh, God damn.
Thursday morning.
Hey, you don't confuse Tony. Okay,
Yeah.
4 a.m.
You know,
4 a.m. your
No.
time.
no, but you know when the
Okay.
other the two Belt Loop and Devil Dog finish, just so they
Yeah.
finish at 2 a.m. Just so they finish my time. They finish my time at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So when they finish, I'm going to go live maybe 11 hours later from when they finish.
Well,
At least I get some nap in there.
I guess good thing I canceled my live for Wednesday morning.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you what. If I see mornings at this time of the day, it's because I decided not to go to bed. I have gotten up for decades between anywhere from 3:30 to 4:30 every morning.
It's 2:30 now, and I'm debating whether I should just go to bed or not.
Mm.
This whole live thing has ruined Robert the last few weeks.
Oh no, not last few weeks, last couple of years. I mean, I started my YouTube channel in spring of 2019, or like in the wintertime, you know. No, it was a spring, and
I mean the live, you know.
yeah, the live streams, you know. Lately I've been doing. I hate going to sleep. I'll tell you that. I wish we could cut sleep out of life's equation. I really do.
I do too.
Now, my first one was in 2019 myself.
And pooping. If I could do away with sleeping and pooping, that would be great for me. Just keep going all day long, 24 hours like a robot. I would love that.
You sound like a robot. You'd make a good robot voice for somebody.
Hey, he's got it. He's got the robot voice down for sure.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Like Vin Diesel's voice, you know, in Iron Giant. That's the.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that one.
Yeah, that's. You know, he's got the voice. People talk about my voice all the time, and it ain't. You know, it's just a voice. You know. Now, back when I was a kid, I say a kid, I was in my 20s, but
That was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, not too.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago for all of us, right?
Now, if I got a real bad sinus infection, it messed up my throat. When I talked, I kid you not, I'm not joking. I sounded like either James Earl Jones, you know, Barry White. I had that voice. Okay.
You can make money with a voice like that.
Yeah, but I can't afford to. It'd kill me to stay sick all the time to get that voice.
My son has that voice, and he is doing what he can on voice acting and working himself up through the ranks. Because for some reason he thinks I got the voice. My voice goes up and down so easy that there's no way I could do the roles that he's talking about. Hey, I am not James Earl Jones, so I am not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I sounded like him. I was like, I don't know what happened to my vocal cords when I got sick. They must have swollen up or something. I don't know, but I sounded just like him. And I'd go places, all right, and people would hear me, and you know, not being racist or anything. It's just, you know, what happened and all. Okay, but I'd be around, you know, all kind of people, and the black women would like be looking, right? They hear the voice and they don't see the man. All right,
that's a big one. Yeah.
They seeing this skinny white kid. They're like, they looking behind me, right? And they don't. And I keep talking. They just shake their head. They just shake their head because I did. And I wish I could just like turn that on, all right, and then turn it off again, whatever. But I can't.
Hey, I got married by turning it on.
Yeah.
Usually works the other way.
Yes.
Not always, Jonesy.
But remember, he said, his goes up and down. So like 10 minutes later, he turned.
Hey, no,
5 minutes.
give me at least 20 or 30 minutes. Come on now. I'm not playing fair.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, man. That's just not
Oh.
fair.
Who sounds like Wyatt Earp?
I don't know.
Wyatt Earp. You don't have a clue what Wyatt Earp sounds like.
I think he was dead before all of us.
Jonesy? Sounds like Wyatt Earp.
No way.
How do we know? We don't know.
Biggest gunslinger in town.
Depending on the town he was in, of course.
That's right. Not many guns in this town, I can tell you that. Hey, on the news today, it was big news all over the radio and the television. Somebody there was like some sort of domestic dispute on a rural property down the other side of the island, and someone shot a gun at a police car. That was huge news.
I heard that on the fucking news.
Jump back over the wall.
Never found the guy.
Coming in for another attack. Coming in stealth where I can't see it, where it can't see me. See? Oh, hang on. There, see it there.
You gotta become the petty man. Become the petty man.
No, I've got headphones on. They can't hear you guys. It hears me talking. But
You're a threat to him. Scooch down low on the ground. Scooch down and like be real small and non-threatening, and you can get up in there real close to it.
Oh, you can get that with a bow without not much of an issue.
I think Robert's asking you to get Devil Dog to teach you how to do the belly crawl that they do under the barbed wire.
Oh, and you go give him a kiss?
Get your phone in your hand and just inch forward a little bit.
Oh, Bronson. Yeah, Sheena Bronson, that's over the top.
All you gotta do, go out there and act submissive.
See the white. There you go.
Yeah, I see a little bit of white.
Yeah, that's the skin stretching down the pouch.
That's a female one.
Yeah, it's thumping the ground too because it doesn't like me. It's thumping. Come on,
That's
baby.
what my rabbits do. Mine just do it just because.
Come on.
They don't like the other rabbits.
I just want to pet that thing so bad. I want to pet that.
You didn't say bed, did you?
He's cute. I want to pet him.
Then he'll reach up and punch you in the face.
These ones got real little tiny little arms.
It's like a T-Rex.
Do you not remember the cartoon?
Oh yeah. Tom and Jerry.
Good morning, Digging with Fur Health.
Here he goes. Gets the first one.
It goes in there and it's a mouse and then it's a kangaroo.
A kangaroo, yeah.
Does it taste like a mouse or does it taste like a kangaroo?
He got beat up by a mouse and the other one got beat up by a kangaroo. I'm telling you, George.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Good morning, Digging for Health. How are you? We're on the hunt for a wild patty melon.
That's it.
Yeah.
He looks at me when I talk. He's just eyeballing me straight. Won't take his eyes off me.
You can tell there's a Cajun in the room when he asks, I wonder what it tastes like.
Exactly.
Mhm. Cajuns that eat everything on this planet that can't get away from them.
Full screen. What's going on?
Chris.
I hit the wrong thing. I definitely hit.
You gotta hit Jonesy if you're gonna hit something.
Trying to. I know. I said I hit the wrong thing.
And the fog is so thick here, it sounds like rain.
It does here every morning.
You can see the little.
It's been, I don't know, close to 24 hours now.
Just gotta get the square, the little square on my square.
Hmm?
The little square. If you want to bigify this, that's it.
He's so cute.
Oh, nice shot.
Right, see the little black spot in the stomach? That's the pouch. So every now and again, you might see something stick out of that. If he
Now,
stands,
they feed him the bread into the pouch?
no, in the pouch is like a teat.
Just,
And
just
it's
on the nipples.
Yeah.
I'm glad God got that worked out before, that would be a real inconvenience for me.
Not too sure.
Oh, off subject.
See, digging for health, same thing. He wants you to pet him.
Yeah, exactly. It's too cute. How can you talk about hurting something that cute?
Easily.
Yeah, I know. There's a part of me that wonders what it tastes like too.
If it can't outrun me,
Is it fatty or is it lean? I mean,
Yeah, no,
hey,
it's
he's
lean.
been pumping them with bread, so got to have a little bit of fatty meat to it.
There could be 15 in the backyard up the top. They all come in. They're all eating the grass. This down here is the seed that I planted.
No, it looks nice, Jonesy. You did a good job.
Well, I need to get rid of a few weeds. There's a few weeds coming up, and give it a bit of fertilizer, and I reckon it will it'll power up. It might even change the flavor of the grass.
Yeah,
They might
pull the weeds, rake it hard. It will increase the grass growth pretty good. And once your grass gets thick enough, it'll be easier to contain.
Well,
God, I miss my fucking garden.
it looks pretty good to me. My weeds here are tall enough for me to cut for lumber.
wow.
I'm of the opinion.
Well, not
cut
all
down
was
the grass,
growing
the
now.
weeds grow.
Oh well, if he comes back, I'll switch it around again. Get this big patty melon now.
I love the name.
I hear you, Cajun. That's the same thing. I keep
Danny's got the whole
Hey, Laura.
bunch.
Yeah, but they don't eat the grass
All right,
to the
you can
root.
reduce him now.
The best thing about
Patty melons don't eat the grass.
they don't eat to the roots. They just trim it. They eat the
Okay, well, that's good stuff.
they
So
they
it's
don't
just surface grooming.
surface grooming. And if it's
Yeah.
too long, if the grass is too long, they don't eat it. They'll go to the shorter grass. For
Huh.
whatever reason.
Well, fresh shoots have more nutrients.
Well, there's got to be something to it because they don't eat the long grass up the back, but the shorter grass they'll keep trimming it.
Tell you what, there was somebody that I saw that had the best lawnmower I've ever seen. They had them a nice sized backyard. It's in Hawaii. And no, these folks had like 6 rabbit tractors, and they just moved the tractors, and those rabbits mowed the yard, and they keep moving them around. They mow the yard, and
Up here we use chickens, and we use them for fertilizer.
that's right.
Like and subscribe, people. I'll get a free ad in here. Like and
You can
subscribe.
move a rabbit tractor in first,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
follow it up with a chicken tractor. Now
Oh,
that would be pretty good.
How you doing, Jonesy? You over 300 yet?
No, nowhere near it. I'm just over 200.
No.
Now, see, I hope that they find those and can bring them back. I hope they can bring back the thylacine. I realize
Yeah.
I don't live there, and I ain't got to put up with them eating my whatever. But to me,
everyone's-
bringing, keeping species alive and not going extinct is pretty high on my list of priorities.
Oh, for
I'll-
sure.
I'll-
I include all plants in that also.
Yeah.
So someone's
lower
made that and just put that on the rail.
And there's talk that there's some there still left, but at this point,
Yeah.
it's like pictures of Bigfoot.
That's right. No one's seen one in 100 years.
they're
Well,
talking.
since the last one.
Nobody survived seeing one, at least. There's a lot of people that disappear.
Those would be a neat
I've lived my whole life. I'm 55 years old. I've lived my whole life in the woods. And there's only been a couple times in a couple areas that I've heard things that were not things I've heard before. Mount Adams area, the Great Gifford Pinchot Forest. I have heard things that you shouldn't hear in the night. And I know my environment. I've lived out in it, but there's something else out there. Never seen it. Can't say it exists, but I think I've heard it. It's a nice
Well, that's what it is.
sunset, sunrise.
Sunrise. Yeah.
Oh, look at the ball you got. Nice shot.
Well, that's the view out of the bedroom window every morning, or the lounge room window, or the sunroom. It doesn't really do it justice. The ocean. You can never. You know how it
Cameras suck, don't they?
does. It does. When we first moved in, we sit there and watch this every morning. Just watch it.
That's pretty awesome. You had me confused though, because I was seeing that and I'm like, wait a minute. It can't be no sunrise for him, because it's fixing to be sunrise here. I figure, oh, okay, that's just a picture. It's not like a
That's not live.
remote camera or something he's got set up out there, Oh, I've been up too long.
Nah, sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep when I'm dead. Just don't tell my cardiologist, right? Because I'm not living the preferred life that he wants me to. Y'all talking about
any of us? I mean, I do adjust my activity and my lifestyle to try to prolong it, but I have bad habits. I smoke cigarettes.
That's a bad
I
habit.
drink beer. But I spend my days trying to compensate for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Don't get me wrong. I smoke pot too. Not much, but here and there.
Yeah, y'all was talking about Bigfoot earlier, and
I think it exists.
but I do too. And there's one in chat, and that's Danny with Cajun Hydroponics.
I was thinking that one too. So
I heard that boy has got a size 14 foot.
I'll tell you what, man. We should have never gave people cell phones, because now that dumb bugger has a cell phone out there, and he's trolling everybody.
That's right.
Don't get me wrong. Here in the northwest of Washington, we're all firm believers in the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call the bugger. And we're all firm believers. Very few sightings And the last one is, I think, was Snoqualmie Pass. Yeah, that's it. They caught him on one of their lift cameras.
Right.
Lower
But
Michigan.
it's just no more than any of us would be in that environment, covered in hair and moving around. I'm
Well,
sorry, if I'm going to live in a northern
Yeah.
pass environment, I'm going to be covered in hair and hiking around.
Yeah, for sure. You should see.
Lower.
I got a racehorse, right? Like, because I was hanging around at the racetrack, I got this like people say, do you want to get into
Hey, Chef.
Good
you
morning,
want to get
Chef.
into horses and you want to train, and I'll come and have a look, I'll see what you're doing. And they said, one guy said, oh, I've got this great horse down in this paddock in the countryside where it's really cold. He said, we should get that out and train him up. He's big, fat, and hairy. So we've gone down to the middle of winter, freezing cold. The guy said, oh, he's right down the back corner. He said, you'll know which one it is. It's the black one with the white pale face, but he's as shaggy as they come. And I'm thinking, I've never seen a real hairy horse before. And we went down there, and oh man, he had longer hair than any rock star I've ever known. And oh man, he was probably, he was owned by a doctor. We got him on a lease.
Oh,
So he was
morning,
owned by
everyone.
a doctor. Yeah.
Where's your
man.
clothes?
Hey,
I just
hold on.
woke up.
Oh, you need to get some clothes on, son. I wasn't counting on looking at half naked man.
I got my shorts on.
Oh Lord,
You need to.
Good morning, guys.
what's happening?
Oh, I'm just trying to get back on the.
Rolling blackout just hit Lower Michigan.
I'm cutting in and out.
Do you
Oh, chubby.
Yep.
He was on John, or yeah, he was on Johnny's Live the other day. They were having a whole gathering. My daggone
Yep.
phone keeps trying to answer me.
Oh, you got that cool giveaway coming up too. You got that.
Yeah, I do.
That's going to be
At
kind of
the
neat.
end of the month, we're going to give away a stove.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of neat.
I just got done getting back from a YouTube creator meet that was pretty awesome. Went up to by Saginaw to the M22 YouTube creator meet and met a bunch of really cool people. There's probably like 41 people showed up there.
Nice.
Yeah. It was no good watching the replay.
I got a lot of stickers too.
There's a bunch of meetups.
Well, I'm going to start going to them because I find it pretty interesting. I found a couple that did a van build and they're living it full time now. And they're persuading me. That's what I want to do.
It's a good life.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a full-time nomad myself, so if you have any questions,
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be better than living in an apartment somewhere.
I'm a full-time
there's
hermit.
the ups and downs. There's a lot of positive and there are negatives about the lifestyle for sure.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to get rid of.
Hey, I dropped out of a 4,000 square foot house with a 2,000 square foot shop down to a 36-foot motorhome.
Well, that would be the way to go. I'd be all right with that too.
I mean, I totally. Wife said she was all in. I was like, all right, we're getting rid of it. We got rid of everything. And you know what we found last year, we haven't needed any of it.
Yeah,
We each
I think
have
me and
the
Aquarius
small
gonna have our
things
own
we
meetup.
miss, but we don't miss the house. We don't miss the land. I mean, we had land, a
we
good
have
amount
so
of
much
it.
stuff. It's overwhelming. Our place is just so overcluttered.
You don't need any of it.
No, I
You-
know, right?
We went south for months, traveling Oregon, California, Arizona. Came back. What we had in the motorhome, we didn't touch. We got rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Narrowed it
got
down even
bunch
more.
of stuff inside a storage that just sit there. I don't even know
Oh,
what
I
all
have a storage unit. Don't get me wrong. I do have a storage unit. And I'll probably always have a storage unit because I want to keep those
Here-
things that mean something. You want to keep those.
right. I got a storage unit plus an overflow room that's just full of junk clear to the ceiling.
Well, junk. My
Well, I
brother
mean, some
owns
of
an
it's
auction
good, but
house,
it's
man. He'll clear you out.
I gotta show you my junk room. It's something from Hoarders.
So you
Yeah.
just find your local auctioneer, have them come in and clean you out.
It's something from Hoarders.
Was
I
that
mean, I got a lot of hiking and camping gear. I got a lot of hiking and
Well,
camping.
you know, I had to shrink my bush crafting and my camping gear down a little bit.
I probably
But I
should get.
do
I should
have
probably get
most
rid
of
of
it
all my
still with
weed
me.
growing shit because I got a bunch of that too.
was that
No
your
matter
sticker
what, I
board
always
you
keep
just
the
showed?
first knife I ever made.
What's that? Somebody
First
said
knife I
stickers.
ever made.
Oh, I'll show you my stickers. This is going to
Like
be
that.
in my next video.
Oh, he's right here.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that's what
Jonesy's trying to say something.
Now I'm going to have to jump off and do some work. Actually, I've got to get one show done before I really go inside for a shower and sort myself out, or come back and see you guys are still going. But
All right, Jonesy.
All right, brother. I'm only gonna be on for about another half hour. I gotta run her to work, and I'll probably stop and get me a ham and egg biscuit.
all right, well,
Oh, that's
Thanks.
just not playing fair talking about food again.
right. Thanks, guys, for inviting me up, and it's always good to chat.
Now, always a joy, Jonesy.
All right, boys.
That's a good day or night.
You're always welcome.
Yeah, thanks, fellas.
There's
I'll
Double Dog
catch up soon.
Where's Double Dog?
right there. Double Dog sticker.
Oh, you got a sticker tote. Well, what is that big thing on your wall that's got a bunch of stickery looking things?
That's a religious piece. That right there is a religious.
No, you had something I thought, but it might have been that. I don't think it was that tote. It had more things on it.
Oh, I got a bunch of
That's
religious
it right
stuff.
there.
I'm really into this. I mean, getting it right with Jesus.
No, pan right.
Pan right.
Yeah, to your next wall. There. What is that?
Yeah, that's what he's
This is
talking
a
about.
collage for our old man that passed away.
It's what?
This used to be his room.
Okay.
He was he was an excellent fisherman, and that's when things changed for me. When he passed away, because I spent all my time hanging out with him, fishing, trapping, and all kinds of stuff. And he just passed away in what was it, 15? No, 17, 16, 15, 16, something like that. I don't know. It's a blur to me. He died in the house.
Well, that would be an interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
I
do
was
some
just
interesting stories.
distraught.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were pretty distraught about it for a while.
He
I ended up getting rid of the boat and everything. I couldn't handle it. I kept trying to take it out and I kept just losing it every time. I quit fishing, which I'm an excellent fisherman because he taught me how to become a great fisherman. We used to catch hundreds and hundreds of fish, all four of us guys. It was me, the old man, and the two boys. We'd always go out on the boat on the like this boat right here. We'd all be sitting on the boat. We had a different boat with 4 seats. We'd all go out and hang out on the boat and catch our limit, 25 each. We'd get about 100, and on my weeks off, we'd get 600 to 700 fish, bluegill, crappie, a week.
I thought you said fish.
Yeah, fish.
Yeah, fish.
Yeah.
Now,
Lot of fish.
Now you said the old man. Was that
rainbow, steelhead, salmon.
Mainly bluegill, perch. We did trapping. We were on a trap line. We ran trapping. We just got fish like crazy. It's just big thing. We were fishing. My weekends was invested in his retirement plan, which was fishing.
Awesome.
Now this was your dad, because you're saying the old
Well,
man.
it was, I want to say like it, but he was my wife's dad that lived with us.
Okay.
So it was a big deal when he passed away because he was like my best buddy. And so after he passed away, I felt really alone. And so that's my new buddy. She's the star of my YouTube channel. That's Bella Lou. So where I used to have the old man go with me everywhere, Bella goes with me everywhere now. She has since he passed.
Do you do a lot of hiking around Lake Michigan?
Yes, I hike all over Michigan. I shot like 190 videos throughout Lake Michigan, up in the UP, Traverse City, South Haven. I mean, just
why am I not subscribed to you?
I don't know.
Heck,
You know
when
what?
I
I'm gonna be
subscribed
honest
to
with
him,
Somebody pop his link.
I did.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I found this happen quite a bit because I've got some really good YouTube friends that I have subscribed to. I don't know if the algorithm messes with you because go back.
Subscribe to me too. I mean,
yeah, I will. So, anyways,
I'm on the opposite side of the country doing the same damn thing.
Okay, I'm gonna just snap. Somebody told me to avoid this problem because I've had this happen before. Is to snap a picture and then go subscribe and then comment on the videos and then just keep track of them because I've subscribed to people and got unsubscribed without doing a damn thing, and I had to go back through and I'd be like, I know you've been posting stuff.
We were talking about that earlier. How, I mean, I had one channel I was subscribed to. Well, notifications fully on. I got a notification, clicked it, and I wasn't subscribed to him anymore. You got to be kidding me, you know?
Right. Well, that happened with me with
See you later, Caden.
Al, Al. It's the second time that's happened to me with Al. And I don't know what the deal is with that, but second time I just went through, and I know Al posts regularly, so I went back through this morning because I was like, well, I haven't seen anything from him for a few days, and he's regular. I went back to his channel, come to find out he posted a new video, and it said I wasn't even subscribed. And I know this is the second time I've subscribed to him. They unsubscribed me.
Get used to it.
Yeah. Hey, Homestead, can you find Lower Michigan's link and my link and post them, please?
Can you click on the starred one over there? Maybe. I don't know.
So I'm still collecting stickers. If anybody wants to send me some, I want to add it more to my. If I get more than one, I'll put it on my car.
I'm still working
One
on
I
a
took-
sticker design.
Yeah,
My wife and I are arguing over it, and I'm like, it's my channel. You don't want any part of it. We should not be arguing over this. But she's like, she's a graphic designer. 30 years in graphic design. She's like, no, this won't work. So she will fight me.
how's that Tennessee bushcrafter doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Gotcha. Michigan hiking, camping adventures.
I'm gonna take you two guys, Tennessee bushcrafter and Stone Whoop Outdoors. I think I did this for you a few weeks ago. I can't remember. Maybe it was you or maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember for sure. But I tend to take like channels that I mingle with and I ask them if they want to go in my end screen at the end of a video and I'll add them as a recommended channel. So if somebody watches my video to the end, Tennessee Bushcrafter and Stone Wolf Outdoors will pop up in the end screen along with mine, and then one other recommended video of mine. But it'll have like you two guys and my channel in my end screen.
Homestead just popped up my channel link there.
I'm
Man,
still
John,
subscribed to
Johnny, me and Johnny were talking the other day before he went all up in your tent.
Yeah, that was fun. We had, man, my buddy, we cooked some good stuff up when we were up there.
But we were talking earlier before he went in there, and we were talking about Cheesehead Chris. And I've been subscribed to that dude for probably 7-8 years. And I mean, you know, it's back and forth, hundreds of comments.
Right.
And I've been unsubscribed from him 2 or 3 times.
Yep. See, that happened to me with this is a second.
I said earlier, same thing.
Trying to keep track of them, you know, if they're your friends and stuff. And now I jump on his lives, and just like I do Dave Callard's camping, I jump on his lives. So that kind of aggravates me why they would do that to me when we're like good friends and we jump on lives together and stuff like that.
Well, I
weird.
checked my count early in on the live stream, and I lost 5 subscriptions that I was subscribed to. And it's like, how am I going to figure out what 5 those are? I just lost.
Right, the algorithm is playing games, is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, my owners.
And then you got some.
If you go into your YouTube and you check subscribers and you'll watch it every so often dip below the line,
Yeah.
it's like nobody's unsubscribing. Come on now.
Right.
There's some
YouTube
that
is
do.
unsubscribing them.
There's some that do. Okay.
Oh, hey, don't get me wrong. I have
There's some
unsubscribed to
gameplay.
some channels, but not many.
There's some game players out there. There's a bunch of new people coming on. Seems like there's lots of new channels now, and some of them don't join you right, and they'll fall off just as soon as because they'll show up and not watch and leave a note, and then they're gone. The algorithm kicks them off.
Right.
I've
That's
lost.
what Dave,
like
that's
10 or
what Dave was
15.
trying to explain to me, that you gotta, when you do that, you gotta make sure you come back and keep watching some videos here and there and dropping comments. So I've been trying to do really good with that.
I have
For the most
one
part,
guy
I
I
think I
follow
do good
that
with
I
that.
comment every video, every time it comes out.
And I hit the
And I was
notification.
like, oh, why is he not put out a video? It was a Wednesday.
Right.
That's when he puts out his videos, and it's like Thursday, and I'm like, all right, go and do.
So you
just
know
run the
how you're
search.
looking at one
I'm
column where
unsubscribed, even though I've rung the bell. I'm unsubscribed.
right. Have you noticed like how like when you look in the column, it looks like everybody's still like you got your list of your people and stuff. So I look at my list and I still got the person in the column, but when I wondered like Al and stuff, I went over and I didn't get a notification
Even though
or
it's on
nothing.
the
And it
list,
said
you
I
can
when I
click
hit
on
his
the name and
channel, it said I wasn't
What?
subscribed.
Well, it's like I didn't get a notification today for a Canadian fishing musician, and I was like, saw somebody share it out. I was like, why didn't I get a notification for this? Go click. I'm not even subscribed. Like, how is this possible? You know, I've been subscribed for a long time, and it just says I'm not. You click the
What are
button.
you doing,
click
Tennessee? A 24-hour live? Are you on that Challenger or something?
No,
Oh, I didn't know if you were or not because I know a lot of people are doing that. And I just looked up and it said 3 hours and 42 minutes. And I was like, oh, shit, maybe he's on that 24-hour live challenge.
no, he's about done for.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I hear so many people have been doing the 24-hour lives. I couldn't do it. I don't know how anybody could do it, but I looked up and it
Yeah,
said
I
3
got
hours
no
and 42
problem setting
minutes.
that camera up and just leaving it running.
Here's the thing
Somebody
about
said
that.
that you can only go for 12 and then I think it was Al, you can only go for 12 and then you got to restart it.
That's right. You only you stop short of 12. If you go over
Right.
12,
It won't
then
even.
none of it counts. All of your
None of it
12
counts.
hours won't even count.
So you got to stop at probably 11 hours and 57 minutes or something, a little
Yeah.
short.
Exactly. Stop short of that 12 hours. You won't get a darn bit of it.
So
Right.
I just did 3 10s.
And then start it back up.
I guess Al did like a 11 hour and something, an 11 hour and something, and then like a couple hours or something like that. I was like, how in the heck?
Oh,
did
no,
you
a
do that in
couple
an hour?
after shows too.
Yeah.
He went for 35 hours.
Is that what he did?
30
Yeah.
hours.
I was gone
I heard he went a
camping.
long
I
time.
missed the whole
I
damn
was-
thing because I was out of
I-
service. But
You jumped
I
on
was-
it too?
I was on Al's pretty much from dang near. I was there right as he started.
Jesus God.
no, I can't. You know, I could see maybe a 10
I was
hour.
gonna pop in on Al's on that 24-hour live that he did, but I had stuff came up out of the blue, and that happens to me a lot. That's why randomly when like Johnny popped on the other day, I was like, shit, I'm right at the campground and we're doing a YouTube meet. I gotta get in there and talk to Johnny.
I told Al to reschedule because I'm going to be out in the mountains camping. And I won't even be able to be close.
I know, right?
I was there for quite a bit of Chef's Live too.
Yeah, yesterday I was gonna go shoot a video yesterday, but man, I was getting my tote all ready because I got a little cart. I was gonna do a stealth camp, but it was raining and cold, like 52 degrees, and I cannot get sick.
perfect.
My wife's getting ready to have a surgery here in a few weeks. She got a compromised immune system, kind of, so I don't want to get sick and then be around her. She got to have a surgery.
Oh, understandable. I know tomorrow I got to shoot 4 different videos and I'm not looking forward to it.
I've been looking forward to doing it, just the weather. I cannot get sick.
Robert was
What?
talking about he had shoot some videos here in a little bit because it's almost daylight down in this neck of the woods.
They're calling for rain today too, up here in Michigan.
We're just 98% humidity and fog.
Well, see, even at that YouTube creator meet that I went to, we got that teepee tent all set up, and we just pretty much hung out in that. And went to the meet and stuff, but we didn't really. We were planning on doing some hiking and stuff like that, but it was like misty rain and like 51 up there, 51 to 55, and just misty and light rain all day long, just cloudy and dreary looking, but it was so nice in that teepee tent. Oh my God, it was so nice.
Yeah, see, I've got things figured out wrong, and I've had people tell me how to do things right. I'll make one video a day. I was saying this because Digging for Health is saying the same thing. I'll make one video a day, right, and then try to get that uploaded and edited or whatever I'm going to do. And, that's just about enough. And we've got people out there that's just making videos of all kinds, and they're high quality and they look great and they seem to have a life. I'm like,
Right.
What am I doing for?
The editing process for me is super slow. I don't know. My buddy Outdoors and Things convinced me to do my editing a little different, because he said, "Oh, you're missing key shots. You got to quit doing it that way." And his videos are off the wall awesome, because what he does is he'll keep the camera rolling the whole time, and then he'll cut. But it takes so long if you shoot a really long video to go through and find all the pieces that really put the puzzle together.
Yeah, I cannot argue with that. I
it's
try to
super long.
do one shots.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
Right.
Sometimes
Thing
I've
is,
had quite a few. Well, I did a out trip, canoeing trip for 9 days, and when I got back, it was all right. Day one, let's see what we got here.
Right.
Took me, many hours to put out the video,
Right.
because just going through all the footage. Because
right.
for me, the camera's always running.
Right. You got to go action. You got to try to stay with the action
Yeah.
on the clip. So when you got dead space, you don't want to roll that dead space.
Well, sometimes you do wanna roll the dead
sometimes, yeah,
space.
but not a lot.
You wouldn't believe how people react to some of that dead space. So you got to judge, is that dead space worthy of keeping in or keeping out,
I made I put together a stealth camping video that I shit, because I couldn't believe that it actually got that many views, because it was a good video, but I've got better, more interesting videos that
Yeah, I can't argue that one. I got a video I put out that's called Sunrise Underwater. Has minimal amount of views, but to me, it was probably the best footage I ever took.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I've got other videos just like what you're saying, where I'm like, okay, this video really is more interesting and I think it should do better. And then the stealth camping video that I did, which wasn't a bad video. I mean, I put work into it. I definitely put work into it. But I don't feel like it's quite as interesting as some of my other, like when I went down to Tennessee and seen the bear and got some footage.
I've done review videos, and it's like they just blow up, and it's like, I'm that's not what I'm about. If I want to talk about a product, I'll talk about it. Got no problems. I got a few of them on my list right now that I want to talk about. A lot of
it has to do with YouTube search on the videos, on the reviews, because a lot of people are searching. Just like what I found out is that stealth camping, a lot of people are searching those keywords in stealth camping, and it's like a hot thing right now.
Well, if you can beat Steve Wallace, you're good to go.
Yeah, you can't beat him. You can't.
There's a lot of
He's the
Hey,
founding father of it all. You're not gonna beat him.
no, and my heart's out to that man right now.
Right. Yeah,
there's a
he's
lot
trying
of
to make a
times that
comeback.
I mean, he's got he's got over 1 million followers for what he does, and he is good at what he does, but his life has changed, and I am very heartfelt for the man.
Right. Very true.
I couldn't imagine. I've been married 26 years. I couldn't take that damage. I don't know how I'd survive that damage.
what happened
Well,
is his wife passed.
You can
His
see the
wife
pain
did
in his
not
eyes.
wake up on Sunday morning.
It
Yes.
is last
Oh
week.
man,
You can see his pain in his eyes.
Oh yeah. He just put
just
out a
did
video yesterday.
Yep. He just
Try,
dropped a new one.
you could see it in him, just
Yeah.
trying to keep going forward, but he's still fighting.
Yeah, he is.
And I understand it. I had a lot of loss in my life, and losing a wife gotta be a hard one.
Yes.
that's rough.
That's why I was like, my wife's like, don't be getting sick, because she's got asthma. She's got all kinds of little problems with her, lungs, and she gets really sick easy, and she's got to go in and get her surgery done. She has to have her band surgery. Her band.
My wife. It sounds like you and me are in the same boat because my wife needs to be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
She's got to go through a huge amount of process to get her surgery.
Yeah. Well, she had a band put in about 10 years ago, and it slipped all the way down to the bottom of her stomach, and now they got to go in and remove it. It's made her sick.
Yeah, they had to remove my wife's because it cut her off.
Right. Well,
so it's not an effective one. So she's gonna go in for, I think, the stomach staple.
Right.
Or something like that, the reduction.
Right.
But she's got to go through a year process before she can even enter that program.
I don't know. I lost a bunch of weight on my own without having any surgery, but I put some of it back on just because this COVID thing kind of got me shooken up, and then I kind of diverted to all this hiking and outdoor stuff instead, and a lot of good eating.
Hey, you want more support on the moving down the road and the hiking stuff? I'm all in.
Yeah.
You need me to come down there and drag your ass up a mountain? I'm in.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I mean,
Let's go. We'll
What
smoke a couple
happened to
doobies
us?
on the way.
We were all kids before.
I always
you
look
know?
at it this way. There's no stopping me. I'm walking. I've done it the hard way with nothing in my body to support what I'm doing, and still do it. I spent a year and a half living in the mountains of the Olympics with nothing. You look at these guys on alone, and I just laugh.
Water and walking is the two best things for your health that's ever been. Water and walking.
Well, since I've been smoking a little bit of weed here and there, I've been getting the munchies. It's terrible bad. I probably need to cut back a little bit.
You're smoking the wrong kind of weed. There's other brands that don't give you the munchies.
Yeah, I've been getting them. Ever since I started, I've been getting the munchies. It's terrible. And that
There is
was
an easy
I
cure
got
for
all
that. It's called popcorn. Plain.
anxiety from COVID and stuff and being locked down.
Swimming is
Fellers,
one
I'm
of those things, yeah.
Dude, I
I'm
got a
gonna have to shut
YouTube
this
channel
down.
that says James Lawson on it. Listen here. And it's got my whole weight loss transformation on it. I got the
Chris,
back, I lost weight, I got in awesome shape, and then they did the COVID and locked us down, and I put on some weight again. I had a 6-pack. I was built really good. Now I'm fucking tubby.
Hey, I got 15 to lose, easy enough.
I got like 50 to lose.
Oh damn, you put it on then.
Yeah, I was 300 before my weight loss transformation, and I dropped all the way down to 155, and I was lean and built like a fucking freight train. And I was
You were
into
skinny and worthless.
and now I'm fucking heavy, but I really enjoy my hiking and my camping. I just eat a lot. I eat way too much, like crazy amount of food. It wasn't easy putting on the weight. It would be easy to lose the weight if I cut back on the smoking.
I kind of understand in a way. I dropped at one point down to 165, which for a 6 foot tall person is pretty slim. But I atone not to doing drugs, not being healthy, and not having a good lifestyle. Once I got out of that and I went back up to 180 pounds, I was doing pretty good, but I was still skinny.
Right.
Now I'm sitting at just 205, going, yeah, I could lose 15 pounds, but who really gives a shit about that 15 pounds at this point?
Right.
I hike every day. I ride my bike every day.
Yeah, I do a lot of exercise. I'm not lazy at all. I mean,
And
the amount
not
of
saying lazy. I mean,
outrageous.
lazy is a whole different problem.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely not lazy. I've probably done 2,500 miles of hiking this year so far.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done crazy amount of miles. And you look at me and you'd say, there's no fucking way. You'd be like, there's no way you've done that much. Look at you, tubby. I got that hiker belly. I got that
I
hiker
got a
fat.
nice belly, man. I
I can
drink
do 10
beer. I earn my belly.
Hiker belly.
10,
A
15
hiker
miles,
belly.
dude. I could leave right now and hike out 10, 15 miles with a backpack. No problem.
Wait a minute.
Well,
What's
how's
a
your
hiker
pack?
belly?
What's
Bro.
your base weight?
Huh? Oh,
What's your
my
base weight on your pack?
Everything's ultra light. Everything. I got everything
Hey, Robert.
high end, ultra light.
You're sub 10 pounds?
No,
Robert,
but I carry
if I
4
leave this run, you
camping.
good?
What's
I
that?
for
If
camping.
I leave this run, are you good? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, we can. How long you gonna
Yeah,
be?
Chris, if you got to shut her down,
About
shut
20.
yourself down and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, we can shut it down. I don't know. That's up to you. I don't know what a mod can do, for you in case you have any problems. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
shut the stream down, Chris.
Yeah,
Just leave
I
StreamYard open.
guess.
All right,
What's up?
then.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody, for coming.
I was
Appreciate
nice
y'all
talking to
being here.
y'all. I'll jump
Y'all
on
be good.
again. Tennessee Bushcrafter,
Right.
keep up the good work, young man.
You too.
I'm gonna get out of here in a second. But yeah.